I think you had to pay like $20, but I know people who I can shovel sushi, man.
Yeah.
I like to go to the Chinese place. Well, there's a place, I guess they got Golden Corral in Missouri, right?
Yeah.
You have Giant Panda?
We got Panda, not Giant Panda.
Giant Panda is Golden Corral, but it's all Asian food.
Oh, wow. That sounds good.
Yeah. I go there and eat till I puke. It's great.
And then I eat some more.
And they got great desserts. You can because I always get, I just like, oh, you pay $20, you can just fill your ass. I mean, they don't chase you out.
Yeah, Randy, did you see on that sheet they had fried Oreo? I tried it once. I think the problem with it is it's not an actual Oreo, it's a knockoff, so it don't taste like an Oreo taste.
What about High Drop? They about to taste the same, don't they?
Well, there's some real shitty off-brands that don't, the chocolate tastes bad.
I never considered Oreo to be chocolate. It was its own flavor. It was Oreo. Like cocoa. Cocoa is not really chocolate. It's cocoa. It's its own thing.
Be careful how you talk about my girlfriend.
Yeah, so I'll just say this in-game, we're more or less kind of, Shad is freaked out that he's alive again, and after he went through his little ceremony and all that, he's kind of upset. He's not unhappy.
You're upset that I'm alive again?
I didn't say he's not upset. He feels strange about it.
It's the words you use. I'm upset. You said he's upset.
But not really. He's not he's just confused. Let's put it, there's a better word for it. He's uncertain.
Totally
he's uncertain as if you're real or not. So I may be touching you and casting spells and you're going to freak out.
Awesome. I can't wait till you touch me.
For $20, for your ass.
Yeah.
And then I can go to Golden Corral.
Well, everybody got what they wanted, so did I.
We won. Thank God, I think we won.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you get the impression you won? Oh. No,
It was all the illusion and roll.
You guys won.
As I said, I dove into it fully expecting to be rim to rim, so that was my plan. To hang around Latonius' neck as a dead corpse to drag it down.
Gotta try a little bit, but it's done.
Cool, thank you.
And I can take
Okie
kick, because every time he went to kick me, Dick, you intercepted him or screwed him up. That saved me, big time.
That worked out real well.
There's a problem with this miniature. This miniature looks way too good to be that fucking picture you drew.
What? I didn't understand what you said.
That's okay.
Well, say it again.
All right, I guess.
Say enough for all of us.
I guess we'll go ahead and
Go
and begin. So let's fire up.
The Wayback Machine.
There's a cat around here we call Mr. Peabody. Because he'll pee on anything.
Mr. Junk Dealer, was that his name?
Mr. Peabody, yep. You know, if you just like, look, there's that cat, they'll be peeing on something.
I had a cat like
Yeah.
that. It's gone now, thank goodness.
If we had a cat named Tennessee Tuxedo, because that's what he looked like. He looked like he had a tuxedo on.
All right, this is episode 20. What are we going to do today, Mr. Peabody? Back to 70s when the music didn't suck. This is episode 29 of the World of Skell ghosts story, or as old-timey D&D players who think that there's only one way to play D&D, and they call them campaigns. They don't like the term story, and I'm not sure why. And they believe that intense role-playing and emotional scenes are terrible and shouldn't be had. And they believe that you should always get treasure no matter what you defeat. But, unfortunately for them, that is not my style. My style is one of creating a mystery, leaving breadcrumbs, having the players solve problems, both mental and physical, dealing with politics and local people and even the way things are made and how regular people live and occupations and class systems, monetary systems, and even monster ecosystems I enjoy weaving into my game. So if that's not your style of game, please switch off your Facebook feed right now and go play Diablo, because that's more your speed. Beat the monster, level up. Beat the monster, level up, move some magic item around. Randy's like, oh, okay, fuck. So,
I was going to say the role-playing aspect is my favorite thing. I mean, I love that.
and you know what? More power to those guys or gals that they think that's the way the game should be, because I'm not playing with them, so it doesn't matter. It's kind of like when two people are fucking. It's like, I don't care. I'm not there getting fucked, so it doesn't affect me.
I mean, I worry sometimes that I over-role play, so I don't want to hog it role playing.
That's when
But I love the role play.
That's when the dungeon master will gently tell you to shut the fuck up.
I don't think you've ever done it to me, so I'm happy with that.
Yeah. But the group has just recently won. They defeated an ancient evil that they became aware of. They sussed out its hiding spot. They knew something was wrong, but they weren't sure. They didn't just blindly charge in and throw caution to the wind. They made a plan to defeat one of the bad guys, and the second bad guy, they did the best they could, and they won. And now, after their victory, one of their deceased group members was brought back, and now they are all relaxing and enjoying the fruits of their labor. The people of the Abbey of Black Rock have showed their appreciation by giving them gifts and other things. The head of the clergy of the Black Rock Monastery has kind of sort of embraced them and attempted to ingratiate himself with them by being a regular guy, if you will, with mixed amounts of success amongst the group. And we left off with the group all gathered to the eastern side, eastern wall of the Temple of the Blend here at the monastery, and they were opening the gifts that apparently the townsfolk had left for them. And the next day they were going to have a kind of a celebration in their honor to show more appreciation for what they've done to free their territory of the influence of Bazanagon. So, unless someone needs or wants to do anything before the night comes to a close, we can move on. Does anyone want or need to do anything now?
This Shad is visibly exhausted. Looks confused. But he looks like a normal human. His eyes are human looking now. They're not green or red or anything like that.
The last time we saw Shad, his head had popped up out of the leaves like the Loch Ness Monster to see what gifts were given. Pick, you have something?
Is the marketplace craft area, are they open or closed?
They've closed for the day.
Okay, I can wait for tomorrow.
They kind of do a sun up to sundown kind of thing. All right. Okay, so we will move to the next day. I need COVID to roll me a d20. I need everyone to roll a charisma check, please. And this is just a simple success or failure. I will go around and ask for the result. Remember, you're trying to get a 21 or more, adding your dice roll to your charisma. So we'll start with COVID.
26.
That's a success. Pick.
24.
That's a success. Shadrach.
Natural 20.
Okay, normally I would say explode, but in this particular instance, it won't.
35.
Yeah, you're good. And last but not least, Reginald.
26.
A success. All right. So, nothing happens through the night, other than a little bit of rustling of a pile of leaves nearby because of a sleeping person amongst the leaves. The night is pretty quiet. There's, sometimes a barking dog, or you might hear the flapping of an owl. Maybe some bats flying about trying to eat some bugs or what have you. The guards up on the wall, they're used to just walking, and their leather soles don't make a lot of noise, so since you're not right there by the wall, you don't really hear much of them either. Just occasionally, like if your eye opens up, you might see a guard walking holding a lamp. So the morning comes and the rooster crows and people start to move about, and you all wake up, and it appears like might be a very nice day. And you're awakened by the sound of a scream. And when at first you think it might be the scream of someone upset or in danger, you quickly realize it's just a couple of kids that are playing as they are being chased around by their mother, who's telling them to settle down, children, and the sounds of people starting the day go on. So, what would you all like to do today? The day is yours. Anybody want to go first?
Let me first say that if you guys haven't noticed, I put a picture of Daryl's new character up on the Jib Jab page.
Well, let's take a look.
Who's wearing scuba gear?
That's like a big necklace she's got on in front of her.
Oh, that's nice. I like the hair. Oh, if I could see better, I'd love to paint that.
So technically this is a female half-orc, but I thought I couldn't find a female half-ogre that wasn't a barbarian type, so...
Right.
But this does have the loose-fitting pants tied off just below the knees like you had described, Daryl, and she's got the staff. And
Yeah,
she's
and
got
the pouches on the belt
the
and
long,
the braid.
the long hair, so I thought, okay, well
Nice.
that's close enough. And she's tall because of just the way the figure was made, so the size is also pretty accurate to everyone else.
Chelsea's standing on the soapbox.
That works pretty good, and then I'll paint this up at some point when I get around to it. Okay, nice. So, okay, so anyway, you guys, unless you're planning on doing something specific, I would say, Reginald, I may be speaking out of turn, but I may not. I am assuming that you're leaving.
Well, I'm thinking that they are going to head back to Tila. We have to decide still. So it's kind of up in the air.
Okay,
I thought we
all right.
might,
Okay, that's cool. So,
I would think that if you're going to go back to Tila,
okay, so this conversation is happening with you guys right now. So, in character conversation, go.
if you're going to go back to Tila, at the very least, we need to accompany you back.
What up,
Because
Ryan?
we all have business in Tila anyway. And there's no point in you going by yourself back to Tila. We don't know where the path's going to lead us next anyway, but I'm sure something in Tila will point its finger for us.
well, there are several options. We've got the connection at the dock. We heard about the harbor master and the captain of my old ship. If you guys are looking to sail south, if they're in harbor, I can talk to him, I'm sure, or put you guys in touch with him so you can maybe secure passage if you wanted to head south. There's the Mesolak, which I may go back to see Helonia at some point. Now that I've gotten these cool glasses through the grace of the Kyrin Monsoon, they allow me to see in the dark. So I'm a little more comfortable with that situation. And then I remember Lod also said there were other slave lords along the coast to the north of here. So there are several. I'm not sure where you guys are going, but my path is going to lead back to Tila. And I'd be happy to join you if you're going that way.
I think that sounds like a plan. I'm sure we can find something else before we leave on a ship to go to another land. I'm sure there's something else wrong here that we can deal with.
Doesn't that person in Tila owe us money?
Not that I remember.
I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure we were working on a contract, but I may be mistaken.
Oh, I think we screwed something up on that, and we got what we got, and that was it. We had screwed something up. I don't remember all the details, but
Yeah.
we were bad.
Okay, so, as you
I'm
all... Oh, go ahead, Jason.
I'm just going to say I'm all for dealing with the slavers. So you have my support there.
What do you think, Pick? What do you think the next destination is going to be?
I need a larger city right now. Someplace where I can get my armor fixed.
Yeah, I remember seeing some leather workers at the craft area, but not an armorer.
Yeah, I just don't know what their skill level is and what they can do.
Yeah, you can probably get it repaired.
looking repaired or replaced. I don't know how long that would take, but I'm sure there's some things that we can button up. Maybe visit the man.
Hey, Covidius, are you about the same size as me? I'm 6'7". I'm sorry, 5'7". About 160 pounds.
I'm 5'3" and about 138 pounds, and I'm also an elf. So our bodies aren't shaped the same. Why? What are you thinking?
Well, since I'm going to give up my adventure in ways, I thought you could take my armor. If it'll fit you, you're welcome to it. Or did you find yours?
I have armor. I'm okay.
Oh, good, good.
I appreciate the offer. I have human-sized armor of what I'm wearing back in storage in Tila. If somebody needs armor, I was going to use it for parts if I need parts for mine.
Okay. Several people walk by. One guy's holding the mule, pulling a cart. He kind of acknowledges you all and gives you a big smile as they go by. And another lady's carrying a basket of what appears to be some kind of leafy vegetables, and she does the same thing, acknowledges you all and smiles and goes on. And this seems to go on for a little while. And then you all notice that there is a man dressed. It kind of at first look, you're like, oh, is that the man there in the craft area looking around? But as he turns, you can tell it's definitely not the man. This person has blonde hair tied back into a ponytail. He's got a hat on, kind of similar, but not like the man's hat. He's wearing a nice shirt this morning and looks, like he might be a man of means. Has a sword on his side, a long sword. Has a knife on the other side. He has gloves tucked into his belt and loose-fitting trousers that are tucked into his low boots. And you can see that at some point someone points past him and points towards you guys, and he turns around and looks, and then he turns around and gives a coin to the person that pointed you guys out, and he starts to make his way towards you guys.
Hey, check out the new guy. He's coming this way.
Oh, great.
Just awful fancy.
Even though it wasn't specifically said, did you guys wake up and immediately get dressed for battle, or are you planning on enjoying the celebration in more casual attire? Or
Yep.
Okay.
I am wearing my fine clothes.
I look like I always look.
Okay.
I'm wearing a loincloth. I'm just kidding. I got this right up with me.
So he walks over and he stops at about 10 feet, and he says, he looks at you all up and down, and he says, "Gentlemen," and he does a low bow, and then he looks
I
up.
return the bow.
He looks up
Greetings.
at you, and he says,
Me?
"Gentle elf."
No. I'll give him a nod.
He says, "My name is Kettle Tom."
What was that?
Kettle Tom. Like
Kettle corn?
like kettle corn, yeah, but Kettle Tom. He says, "I am very grateful that everything I have heard of you all I'm grateful to hear of that. I am here for the celebration for you all this day, and I am sorry to say that, or I'm sorry to hear that I missed your triumph against the evil that was housed below.
It was wonderful.
I am, I don't want to sound pretentious, so I am a warrior of the blend, and as such, I am not bound to any one place of. I don't just stay here or in Tila or whatever. I travel wherever the blend whisks me to, and I am graced by the blend's powers. I draw faith and also mana from the blend, and I am very happy to heal those in need, as well as strike those down that oppose our goals. I am not bound by the same tenets of the blend as these monks. I am allowed to fight evil on its own terms and defeat it in a manner that they deserve. And he kind of taps his longsword on his left side. If you ever are in need of someone to complement your group, or if this group is planning to stay together or has plans to continue to, I don't know if you stumbled into this or if you had a vision that caused you to come here or what have you, but if your company has need of another sword and someone that can create protection against evil, know that my sword will be yours for that job. He seems to be having a hard time saying all the words. He's not like a priest. His speech is not nearly as eloquent, but he appears strong, fit, and well-groomed and well-mannered, even if clumsy in his speech. And COVID has his hand up. Hold on, Daryl. Go ahead.
You're not from around here. How did you hear of us and what we were doing that you journeyed here?
I'm not from the monastery.
But how did you hear about us and what we were doing here?
News travels fast. Apparently it's been several days or more. I mean, a deed that you all have done isn't something that can be contained by the mouths of people who have shown good tidings of such a thing.
I was just wondering how you heard.
As far as I know, that's the only way I could hear anything is from other people.
Well, I was just
I'm
wondering how you
humbled
heard.
that people think so much of us.
Welcome, Kettle Tom. I welcome your presence.
I'll step forward to shake his hand and say, "Well met, sir. I'm Reginald Zanthover. Pleased to meet you."
I am Covidius.
He steps up and gives you a firm handshake, and he appears to be a little bit taller than you, Reginald. Probably at least over 6 feet tall.
That's taller than Chad. I think that Chad is 6 feet.
Yeah, we're a pretty small group.
Apparently. And he does the same to you if you move in. He will return the handshake, and he'll then
I'll
shake.
offer him a good berry. Here, take this as my sign of my friendship.
Make a charisma check with advantage.
With advantage? Okay.
Correct.
My top one is 30.
Okay. He looks you up and down, and he says, he says, what's a good berry?
It's very refreshing. It tastes very good. It's fruit of the true earth.
Before I take such,
Take it as a gift.
before
It's really a gift.
before I accept this gift, and I want to whom may I thank for receiving it?
Mother Skell.
What is your name?
I'm Shadrach Felthorn.
He well met
It's a great
Shadrach,
order.
and he takes it, and he says, "What do I do with it?"
You eat it when you want to. Save it for a time when you need it. When you feel that you need sustenance, save it for then. It'll last for a while.
He says, "Well, I haven't broken my fast yet, so now's as good a time as any." And he pops it in his mouth.
Excellent.
And you see he smiles real wide, and you can see that for a traveling man and somebody who claims to be a holy warrior of the blend, he has straight teeth, and they gleam as if he brushes them. And he says, "My, that packs a punch. Feel like I've eaten a full meal."
I told you.
Is this some type of magical berry?
It is the magic of Mother Skell, if you will.
Ah, I see. And you said you're of what order?
It's called the Great Order, but most people would describe me as a druid.
Well met, Druid. I'm familiar with your kind. He says,
You
"Well,
seem to be rare lately, because they are out about exterminating us.
I don't know exactly how I'm going to pass my time until the celebration begins. I know that it'll be starting usually at, when the sun is high, so the vendors can sell more of their food. I know that's part of the way things are done here. So until I see you all again, well met, and may the blend guide you on your way to health and victory." And he does another low bow and turns and leaves.
Well, that was pretty good.
Seems like a nice guy.
Yeah. Well, we could
Yes.
probably use them if on our journey. I guess we're starting to attract people that want to help us on this quest. So, I mean, I'm all for him. He's of the blend. He's got to be a good guy, right?
We need all the help we can get, apparently.
I agree, and it looks like the type that we'd like to attract.
Yeah, I'm all for another sword, or at least one that can use it.
Hey, I know how to use mine.
Yes, sir, you do.
Okay, so after a little while, and you guys just hanging out and watching people and doing whatever you do with your morning jam, praying or fixing things or whatever, petting the stray dog that went by just now. The prior comes by, and he's with 2 assistants and two guards, and he says, "Ah, there you are. Why did you all choose to sleep outside when we have comfortable, dry beds in the monastery?"
It's my way.
You go
He
first.
kind of cricks up an eye and he says, "Yeah, it's your way. I understand, but what about you others?"
Something I'm used to.
You're not too fair.
It's, when we're not here, we're sleeping on the ground, and you grow accustomed to sleeping a certain way. All of a sudden, sleeping in a nice, comfy bed off the ground, you don't sleep as well because you're used to that stiff ground, that rock under your thigh, and the log hitting you in the side of the neck, and then all of a sudden you're sleeping on a nice pillow on a comfy bed, and then you wake up in the morning, your back hurts, and not used to all that. It's I'm more. I'd like to keep my skills at the ready, and to do so, I need to get a good night's rest, and I need to sleep the way I'm used to sleeping. No offense.
I sleep quite comfortably outside.
No,
I don't quite.
No, none taken. I just, if you say so, I don't have any idea what that life would be like. Well,
There's a gentle calming effect to hearing the surrounding nightlife. Even if it's not that noticeable, you pick up that sound when you're sleeping, almost as, I don't know, you might have someone strumming music in the distance and it might soothe you. For some of us, hearing the owls talk, or the fox or the raccoon talk to its mate as it's skirting along, those little noises, that's peaceful to me.
When
okay.
the cricket chirps, nothing lurks.
I personally heard the songs of the frogs, but that's my personal
The,
choice.
the prior appears to be getting more confused by the second, and he says, "Well, okay, that's great. Anyway, would you all have some time to talk about today and what we would like to do to honor you?" Okay, so here's the way that we'd like this to go. So most people that are of the surrounding village and that work here in the monastery, they've been told to prepare for a celebration. So the people that are making the food are making extra food, and the people that are making things like weapons and whatnot, or working with metal, I should say, they're probably not gonna be working today because that's a lot of noise. And so we're gonna start with having a mass in the temple proper with the abbot being doing the lead mass and talking about your story and what he's witnessed, and you all won't be singled out in there. He would like you to be present, however, in the front row, and you don't have to take part in coming up and touching the spindles or anything, but if you want to, you can. And for those of you not familiar with, after a mass, people come up and they basically just spin something that looks like, and he points to his holy symbol, and it'll spin, and then you just say what or think about whatever, a calming thing, or maybe what you want to happen, or how grateful you are, whatever, and then you go ahead and go around and exit from the sides of the temple and go out. But then afterwards, we're going to have you guys meet us at the back of the temple, and we're going to have the procession walk down between the temple and the crafting area, and then end up at the front of the temple where the abbot is going to give one last convocation and The infirmer will be there just to heal anyone that might want to be healed. And the reason that you need to be there is because since you're the one that are being honored, if you witness the healing and the holy miracles, it just gives it that much more importance.
This is Colby raising his hand.
Okay, yes.
I wasn't, from what I understand, I wasn't around for the defeat of the evil down below. I was elsewhere, apparently, dead, in between. So I don't know that I necessarily deserve to be I didn't do anything. I mean, I did beforehand, but I didn't have any help with defeating what was underneath this castle. I wasn't here.
Covidius, you should be there as an emissary of Nemesis. Because I don't know if anybody's told you or not, but Nemesis had a stake in defeating Bazanagun with us because she sent the Nimbinario. Does that name mean anything to you?
No.
She sent another supernatural being to help us in your stead.
That's the first I've heard anything of it.
You
appeared when I questioned the greater forces. I called upon your corpse to answer questions. Your spirit and this spirit answered.
Okay.
I'm still very confused about all of this, Covidius, and I apologize if I appear distant. I'm still evaluating this in my mind.
He was a ghost or a shade or of some sort, and he held sway over life and death.
He told me that if I died, he would take my soul, which I found rather disturbing, but then I understood what his role was.
Okay.
But he was also a servant of Nemesis, as you claim to be. So I think that you should take his place since he's gone upon your return. His instructions were to help us from Nemesis.
Your death was untimely and unnecessary and by a force of evil, and I believe Nemesis saw that, and that's why you're here now. Your death was wasted.
He's here because of the might of Montu.
The last thing I remember was calling out to Nemesis as everything went dark. And then I reawakened here, covered up like some mummy. So, yeah. Then I will take my place as Nemesis warrior to yes.
Very good. I think we deserve
Thank
to
you
have
for that
a place
information,
here.
Reginald. I was not aware. No one had mentioned anything to me of that sort.
It just occurred to me that you probably didn't know. He was gone before you showed up.
Ah, I see.
I know nothing of your culture or your religion, and so I have no basis of understanding.
So the binarial is not something to do with your religion? You've not heard of the binarial?
No. I have no clue. What did he look like?
Neither have I.
What did he look like?
He had astral wings that shimmered, and he was no face in his cloaked hood.
When I touched him, he was solid, or so I believe.
Sir Friar, I'm
Wow.
sorry to get off track.
Kind of sorry I missed that.
We would be honored to attend your services.
Well, let me make perfectly clear. If you have some type of religious objection to being involved in a religious ceremony that is not your religion, we this, I, this is, this particular part of the ceremony is more about the people faith being restored in the blend by them seeing miracles upon those that need it. So you would be doing the new abbot and frankly all of us a big favor if you would just stand and watch. You don't need to believe. You can not believe, that's fine. The blend isn't about forcing our religion on you. As a matter of fact, the blend, as I'm sure you are aware, takes in all faiths. So even if your faith doesn't believe in the blend still believes in you. So
That's an excellent message.
Yeah.
you can choose to close your mind, or you can leave it half open, or you can just observe and as if it was just a bunch of people being happy for a day, if that makes you feel any better. And he looks right at Shadrach and he just kind of does the, well, face.
I put a hand on Shadrach's shoulder. Free your mind, brother, and the rest will follow.
I find it rather refreshing that you consider my presence being so, perhaps in your mind, opposed to your belief that you would want me there in the first place.
The blend is open.
And Mother Skell welcomes all.
Anyway.
See, you guys believe in the same thing.
Anyway, so that is how this. Once we get closer, we'll ring the bell to signal the noon mass. People will start to file in, and if you all need assistance, now be aware that the same restrictions on weapons of violence will be in place, because as the blend does receive all, that means that those with agendas against the blend are more able to sneak in. We don't know of
I need to
any.
remove my dagger.
We don't know of any threats now that you've taken care of the thing under the ground, but just anyway. And if
Threats can be everywhere.
if you wish to skip the initial mass, then obviously we could make arrangements for you to just be outside, and then we can send one of the monks to fetch you and get you in the line for the viewing afterwards. That's totally up to you. So, do any of you wish to not be in attendance as the abbot makes his plea for the blend's sanctity?
I'm participating in anything you want to do. I love the pomp and circumstance of it all. The blend is awesome.
Well, thank you,
You've
Reggie.
shown me, you've healed me and taken me in when you didn't have to. And I've dedicated myself to creating this monastery of this evil, so why wouldn't I participate?
He looks at you with a puzzled look and he's like, so that's a yes?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
I'm just grateful for every time that we show up, all the help and blessing you give us. So
Well-
it's a definite yes.
If not for these people, we would all be dead.
That is correct.
Very good. Okay, and what about you, COVID?
I'm a representative of the Great Nemesis, and I will take my place on her behalf.
Very good. So where's the cloaked one? The what was his name? Tamar? Where's Tamar?
He's left the monastery.
Tequila is what he said.
He got freaked out when he saw that tall, funny-looking lady. Vanessa, that's he kind of started acting weird, and then he left.
Okay, well,
I
he's
overheard him basically say that he had business in Tila that he couldn't ignore.
okay. Fair
That's
enough.
right.
I mean, the world goes on with or without us. So,
He left without any of us and appeared to be quite content to travel alone.
he says, "Do you think I should ask Vanessa if she did anything to make him uncomfortable?"
Hey, Mark.
I don't know. He kind of acted weird most of the time anyway. But he didn't act any stranger than usual, but it was about that time.
Okay. Well,
I'll call the Kmart, and I think that was obvious.
well, did she have some kind of interaction with you all or did he just see her and just left, or did he use that as an excuse perhaps to leave?
He might have been a little obsessed with her. I don't know. He snuck off one evening one day and was looking for her.
He's always sneaking around. He might still be here somewhere watching things.
Well,
I can never get a straight answer out of him. Yeah.
if he had some type of attachment or infatuation with Vanessa, he's probably barking up the wrong tree. I think that her goals would not align with his if he's she's a sister. That's like not part of the thing. So
What did you say?
I said she's a sister. She doesn't have those type of feelings.
Sister?
She's a sister, yes. Just like all the monks that are brothers, she's a sister.
A cult of women who kidnapped me referred to themselves as sisters. And
Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry.
When did this happen? Did I miss that too?
The witches. You don't remember my tale of the witches?
I've heard you speak of them.
They called themselves the sisters.
Well, Vanessa is
What happened?
definitely no witch. So, on that note, I'm going to go back and continue to prepare and make sure things are done. I have to get caught up with the Chamberlain and the Cellarer and other individuals to make sure this goes off, because I don't know if this abbot's anything like the other one, but may he rest in peace. But the other one got very upset if things didn't go exactly like they were supposed to. So I hope to see all of you when the bell strikes for the dinner time. And may the blend watch you and keep you, and may you hear great music as you walk in health and faith. And he leaves,
Nah.
leaving you all there by yourself once again.
So what do you say we go to Mezzalac and check out this aid and see who the slave lord is down there?
We barely got out of that with our lives. What makes it safe to go back?
Well, I can see in the dark now.
Well, that's great. That doesn't stop the thousands of them and the worms we can't
Yeah, but I
see.
can see them before they sneak up on me. And I miss Alonia. I was thinking about her last night. Boobada, boobada, boobada.
That's great.
I think something needs to be worked out between her and her mom and you before we go back.
I have no desire to go to the Underdark, ever.
Yeah, but the slave lord is there.
There's
A
others.
slave lord.
There's others. Let's go to the others first.
Do you rather go south and fight giants?
No, I don't want to leave this land yet. Let's go to Teal and get directions on the next, where to go next.
My powers are greatly reduced in the depth of the earth. I mean, yes, I can call upon the earth, but the shadows, it's a different environment.
Yes, it is. I'm uncomfortable there too.
I feel the same way about the ocean. I understand that it's water. I understand that it's air. And that there's living creatures in it, but I'm not comfortable with it.
I was out on the sea for 7, 8 years with Captain Cramsnatch, and
Nice, I'm writing that down.
I'm kind of done with that.
Captain Cram Smash.
Damn.
I'm
Nice.
actually looking for his name right now. I'm gonna give you the
What do you
real
mean looking for his name? We got his name. It's Captain Cram Smash. Now, is that with a C or a K?
That's what I said.
Glom Grunion.
Captain Glom.
Glom Grunion. I had a brother named Glom. Damn it, Kyle, that was my first character to ever play with you. With Glom. And that's the guy that tossed Wendell, and he killed him.
Yep.
Wow.
Okay.
Glom the Mighty. Yes, my first character.
I've kind of had enough of the ocean for now.
Yeah,
It would be
I don't float very well,
but
and there's
I
not
get
enough oxygen
sick
on the
even
bottom.
in the water.
And that's usually where I go when I'm wearing armor.
Out of the forest, I fear.
Maybe, just maybe, in Mezzalac, I could find someone to teach me the ways of magic.
Well, let's know how that turns out. We're going to Tila first. People have
Well,
armor.
yeah.
People have armor needs to be repaired, and others have business to deal with in Tila, and then we'll go wherever. I think we need to go to Tila first to get our other ducks in a row, if you will.
I'm
What
not
business?
sure the territory we're going to, so I'm like I said, I'm in this. I'm dedicated.
What business have you in Tila, Ovidius? Unless you're gonna head south or to Mezzalac.
Well, we have people that need armor repair. That's not going to happen anywhere outside of Tila, and he's mentioned that numerous times to you. I have some weapons I need to get commissioned and get them to start working on them because that don't go quickly. That takes a while.
It doesn't.
And
That's
I also
true.
have some storage I need to pay up on. We were only going to be gone for so long. I don't want my stuff to be auctioned off somewhere. And I'm sure
Alright.
a visit with the man
I get it.
might lead to all kinds of,
I know, that's
things,
right.
directions. Or maybe he's got another
I've
job
got
for us.
freedom. I'm gonna have to ask him, when's a good time for me to use the passage?
Okay. As you're all sitting there talking and going about your business, you're looking around just casually like everybody else, and you look over to the crafting area, and you kind of feel a little foolish just for a second because as you look over and you look at the leather worker, you see the guy hold up a looks like almost like a wet, steaming leather breastplate.
Steaming.
Interesting.
And you realize that as many times as you guys have kind of been through here, there obviously would need to be somebody that knew how to repair armor here because of the soldiers and things like that. So maybe you just didn't put two and two together, but you don't have to go back to Tila unless they can't fix what's wrong with yours.
Right. How
Anyway,
long until
I really think we should set up a place on the river down there.
how long until hour-wise we figure until we have to be at the event?
oh, probably 3 hours at least.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to snooze myself in the group and go back and get my armor and carry it over to what I just saw.
Okay. And when you get over there, you can see that there's somebody that's fashioning little bitty rings, and this guy appears to be making chainmail, and you can tell that it's very tedious and takes a lot of time to make each ring. He puts it out and gets a, for lack of a better term, a huge nail, and does some wrapping of things, and there's a small forge there, and then there's somebody else that you can see making like shoulder guards, and they've got these wooden dummies set up for fashioning pieces, and the piece that you saw was all wet. It's being strapped onto one of these, and like there's somebody with a tool that's stretching it as they're wrapping it around this wooden dummy, trying to get the pieces to be flat. And though you don't know all of the tricks to being an armorer, that is what you're looking at. And so you might not understand everything, but you can tell that somebody, it's like being a glass blower. You look at somebody that's a glass blower, you say, well, that's obviously what they're doing, but could you do it? Probably not. So that's the kind of point I'm trying to get across here, is you can recognize it without being proficient in it.
Okay.
You basically ask somebody to fix your armor, and the guy walks over, unless you want to do something different.
Well, I would just approach him and show him where I have the problem at, and ask him 2 questions. Is it fixable?
Oh, see, here's the thing. And he says, so look, you got your strap on the left side, right? It's been cut straight through. So obviously it opens up that hole underneath your arm area, and you don't want that. So basically we gotta punch this rivet out, and he goes through the process of explaining it, and he says it can be done. It'll cost you, like, for that particular piece, probably, and just to make sure, off the top of my head, the Dungeon Master is saying it's going to cost like 2 golden coins, and it's going to take 4 days.
Okay. And just for the sake of asking, what would a whole new set of leather cost?
He says book price.
And does he have anything available in my size?
Extra chart human?
How tall? What size are you? The Dungeon Master asks as he looks you up and down.
5'3", 108.
Okay, now I need you to roll a luck check. That's a level check on a D30.
That would be a negative. There would be a total of 10.
10, okay. He says, I don't have any right now. It can be commissioned. That would require half down. And let me just get the book out and I will tell you. If I can find it.
What book's that in, Kyle?
The Fighter's Handbook.
No.
It's been a while since I've looked in there. I don't really use it that much anymore. Alright, well we'll just do it on the computer then. That's fine. That's why I got it.
I can tell you what the player's handbook says. Leather armor costs 5 gold pieces, weighs 15 pounds.
Okay, hold on here. Okay, so leather armor, yeah, costs 5 golden coins. No. Oh yeah, I guess.
I mean, that's what this book says.
Okay, and it will take to make a suit fitted to you, and it'll take it'll take 4 weeks. And the reason it takes so long is because each piece of leather has to be boiled to make it hard. Leather armor isn't supple like leather pants or leather shirt like David Lee Roth would wear, the assless chaps. It's not like that. It's really hard, and so arrows would actually not always go through it. Matter of fact, a lot of arrows wouldn't go through it. So the leather. So to just fix it, then I'm going to amend my answer and say 6 silver coins, but it's still going to take 3 days.
Let's do that, please.
Okay.
And do you need the money down now? Because I do not mind leaving.
Well, make me a charisma check with advantage, and let's see if he knows who you are.
With advantage, 31.
Okay, he says, for you, Pick? No. It would be an honor. And he says, as a matter of fact, how about just 1 silver coin? Just so I can say I got money from you. And he kind of chuckles.
I don't want to take food off your table.
It's you've put more food on my table by keeping us safe, Pick.
Then I reach out my hand and I say, it's a deal.
And he shakes your hand, and he proceeds to take the set and hands it off to his apprentice and starts explaining, and then he turns around and he says, 3 days. Come back.
Thank you.
All right.
I have a question for the DM.
Yes.
How come, like, when I watch some of them knife shows where they're making knives and stuff, they take a leather strap and they go up and down in the leather strap to, like, sharpen the blade?
It does.
How does it sharpen?
I mean, I don't know, but I know the meat cutters, they do the same thing. So somehow it sharpens
I wonder
it.
how a leather strap can sharpen a metal blade.
I will get you a real answer. That's fine. I like shit like that. So let's see. How does leather
Sharpen metal blade.
sharpen a knife? Sharpen a blade. Okay. So the leather polishes the metal and removes any burr from the edge, leaving it crisp and sharp. Knife and tools users, on the other hand, often use a compound on their strops, which is the leather. They find it quickly and easily gives them an excellent edge.
Okay, so it's not, they're not sharpening it, they're cleaning it, and yeah, that makes sense. Then. Okay, that makes sense. And it's not sharpening the blade. It's just like that's impossible.
Okay, so anything else from anybody before we proceed?
I'm going to sit down and practice with my loot, 5 to 10.
Okay, Shadrach, go ahead.
I'm gonna wander through the trade area and see if there's somebody selling any vegetables or plant materials that is not really doing well, and I'm gonna gravitate towards them.
Okay. I would say definitely as you walk down to the open air market and somebody's selling stuff right out of the back of their two-wheeled cart, you see some carrots that look like they've been like snapped or something, like somebody set something on them maybe. And then there's some romaine lettuce that perhaps was like not trampled on, but somebody set something on top of them that shouldn't have been. And you also gather that some teenage boy is in trouble because the dad's like, no one's buying anything because you set your damn wagon wheel up there and wasn't paying attention. And he's like, I'm sorry, Paul, I didn't know you'd already put it in. I told you the night before we were going to get ready for today.
I'll step forward and say, my good sir, bring forth all of your crop right now. Bring it forth.
Make a charisma check with advantage.
My big one's 27.
Okay. So the kid's like, "Hey." He's kind of gobsmacked. He's just looking at you, and the dad's like, snap out of it, boy. Do what he said. And the kid's like, you want me to do what?
Bring forth all your wares.
The kid kind of looks at the cart and points at it, and he goes, you want me to put it on the ground in front of you, or?
Put it where you will.
The dad's like,
put it wherever you want.
The dad's
right
like,
here. Just right here, yes.
Back up. He says, Hero, come, just step over here, please. Don't mind my son. He's a dumbass.
Show me your wares, good sir.
He says, it's right here in the cart. Normally it don't look like this.
You've had a bad harvest, I take it?
No, the harvest was great.
All right, I am casting a spell.
Okay.
Let me get this right here. Let me make sure I get it right.
What's the name of it, do you know?
Favor of the Goddess. It's a 2nd level spell. It basically affects 2 plants, 2 vegetables, or pieces of fruit per level. So I'm going to pick the choicest 12 items, and it confers instant fertility upon plants,
Okay.
or double yield. The plants seem to glow with life and goodness, and their dramatic increase in volume can break open containers if the chosen produce has strength enough.
What is your verbal and somatical component? Cast your spell.
Mother Skell, grant your blessing upon this humble farmer, and show him that the fruits of the earth are great.
With a faint greenish glow flows from your hand as you sprinkle this, or looked like your somatic component was you moving your hand over the affected plants.
Yep,
And
just moving my hand.
As if sprinkling green dirt down, these faint little green motes of energy start to fall upon the broken and crushed vegetables. And as the power of the Green Man and of Biori and Mother Skell and Shantia and whoever else flows through you and out of your fingertips, the green infects the other green that used to be in Mother Earth but is no longer there. That which she has provided for the little pieces of life that crawl across her body. And the broken carrots mend and come back together, and the romaine lettuce regains a fresh, uncrushed, beautiful green luster. And the cart seems to almost creep with the additional bounty that your spell provides. And the oohs and ahs of amazement from the dad and his son polish off the moment that the spell is complete. And they now have a cart with an overflowing amount of carrots and lettuce. And almost immediately, the looky-loos in the market area all come over and go, oh, look at that, I'll take some of that. Three copper coins for some lettuce, and 1 copper for 3 carrots. I'll take 2, I'll take 3. And come on, boy, get up, start helping these good folks out. Thank you, hero, we appreciate it. Mother Skell been very, very good to us. Thank you.
I'll walk off into the grove.
Very good. So after some alone time in the grove and the strumming of a musical instrument in down the buyer's row and Pick and COVID are relaxing and the bell sounds. And before the bell sounds, people instinctually start leaving the area and going and getting on their nicest clothes and temporarily shutting the crafting areas down. And there are people at the temple in the front, monks that are ushering people inside the building. And there's a lot of people standing around talking and before they go in, and there's other people laughing and making jokes. And do all of you heed the call of the bell and go to the temple, or yes? Okay.
Yeah.
I can't cleanse upon myself, and I am wearing I have like a lei of flowers around my neck. I also have a wreath on my head, well, whatever you want to call it, whatever the Caesar would wear.
Laurel.
One of those kind of things on my head. A laurel, a very nice laurel with little white flowers and stuff in it. So I'm very festive and all flowered up. So yeah, I'm clean as a bell. Yep, I'm ready.
Very good. Does anyone take anything into the temple other than what they're wearing?
I leave my loot in the tent along with my weapons and armor, and I'm only wearing my fine clothes.
All right, so everyone seems to be in agreement there. And as you all approach, people are like, "Ooh, make way for the heroes! Ooh, look at that one. He's fuzzy. That one's small. That one's handsome. That one's handsome. That one's handsome too, but he looks weird. Don't stare at him. You know they can pull the soul right out of you if you stare at an elf too long. Is that true, Mommy? Quit scaring the boy." Stuff like that. I need all of you to make charisma checks, please. And I just need a simple success or failure. We'll start with Shadrach.
26.
That's a success. Pick.
28.
That's a success. Reginald.
23.
That's a success. COVID.
Oh, yeah.
But
I
not-
thought
not,
it was one. It was a 7.
All right. So, the three of you that passed, as you're going in, you see definite looks of from admirers and respect from the men, and occasionally a glance of longing from a lady. Sometimes, you know, the man is respecting you as the woman is giving you the eye. It's just a hodgepodge of looks. As COVID comes in, he's kind of pretty stoic, and occasionally as his eyes might move from here or there, he's looking, and there doesn't seem to be as much admiration for COVID as there are for the three of you. Why that would be, you're not sure. There could be any one of 1,000 reasons. Perhaps it's because he's a foreigner. Perhaps he's got booger in his nose, or unkept hair, or could be any one of 1,000 things. But anyway, yes, Shadrach.
I was going to go stand next to him. If that's the way I perceive it, I'll stand right next to him quite happily.
I'm getting this too. Am I perceiving this as well?
Yeah, all of you are. It's kind of like how whenever they introduce ball players, there are some players that, the crowd just goes crazy for. Albert Pujols, blah, 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 blah. And then they go, Tommy Krinkle, and it's like, there's like 3 people that clap, and the other people are like filing their fingernails and checking their phones. So it's kind of like that. No one's openly like booing or throwing anything. He's just not getting the love like you 3 are. So that is what the die roll says happened, and that's the way that goes.
I'm
But
uncomfortable.
so
here,
as
guys.
you notice at Shadrach, you said you move back a little bit and start to walk next to COVID. And do you do anything that other than just kind of be near him, or are you like starting to cast spells at people that aren't clapping, or what are you doing? I can't hear you.
I'll look over at Kobe and say, I'm glad that you're here. I wouldn't have been here if you hadn't been here.
Well, at least there's one of you then. Look at that crowd. They're not saying this like.
Yeah.
I'm wearing flowers for a lot of occasions,
they
and I
don't,
figured this would be it.
I'm obviously not their favorite.
Well, you made a point of staying outside more than I have, which is kind of impressive. So, but I understand why you're here, and I'm glad that you're here. Like I said, if you weren't here, I wouldn't be here. I'd be outside with you.
So as you're having this conversation, you now approach the main door to the temples, and there's a couple of higher-ranking monks there that, and you are each one of you is escorted by one of them up the main aisle and to a pew in the front, and you all are seated on the left side as you're looking straight as the altar is up in the middle, and up there you can see the abbot and the prior, and then the sub-prior, and then the infirmer, who is you can tell that he's wearing, but he's definitely like, he kind of stands out with his particular vestments because of who he is and what he represents, which is the true chosen of the blend. You know that he's been able to cast spells, and so he's got a lot more red and white in his mitre, and not in his mitre, in his mantle, and his sleeves have a few different sigils or emblems on the hem, and on the cover, his shoulders are completely covered with this green and gold filigree that with symbols that signify something. If any of you had religion, you would certainly be able to roll if you were so inclined or needed to know. And
I have it, but I'm not going to roll it.
And then on the other pew, on the right, there appears to be a couple of monks that haven't seen them before. There's the main captain of the guard, dressed in his fancy uniform, not apparently with any type of weapon or armor on, but he does have this kind of like this thin brimmed hat that's kind of got a point on the front and kind of goes backwards. Imagine a small tricorn type hat. And then you see Vanessa over there as well. And as you guys all sit down, she just kind of does this weird thing where she kind of leans over and kind of waves, which seems kind of out of place here, but she does it anyway, and you guys can react to that however you want. And then, like, somebody kind of gives her the side eye and she sits back.
Does she wave at anybody in particular?
Just all you guys.
I sent you a message, Cobb, just so you know.
I got one a little while ago.
Well, I sent you a message earlier.
All right, well, yeah, you gotta... Okay, so... Oh, look at that! Bing! Look at that!
Hello! Hello!
Okay. So apparently Daryl and I are of like minds on that. So, yes. And... No. How about fuck you? How about that? Okay.
That's always an answer.
It is. Okay. So after the place is sufficiently full and The bells
You
stop,
almost
and
said secure.
a,
You almost said secure.
a bunch of after about another 15 minutes, people are finally finished being seated, and they close the doors in the back. And there's no guards at every door. Apparently, the only guard that's here is the main guy. And
Is Kettle Tom here?
make a perception check.
You know, I sent you a message too. You
did?
Connected, yeah.
Is
On
it plus my
Facebook?
intelligence?
No.
It's
Yes.
okay. It's intelligence
D30.
on a
23.
D30. Did you roll?
Oh, D30, okay. Well, 28.
Okay, so yeah, you don't find him.
Okay, I just look around and see him, okay.
That's great. Okay, so
Didn't want to feel left out.
the from the back comes two monks. One of them is holding a very large holy symbol in his hands, and as he walks, occasionally he spins it. Like every 3 steps, he'll spin it. And for those of you that don't remember what the holy symbol looks like, it looks like a double helix from a DNA thing. So it's colorful, and as he spins it, it kind of starts to look a little different, and the colors seem to move up and down. Whether that's a magical effect or not, you don't have any idea, but it sure looks cool. And then the other one has a ball that is being held aloft by like 3 small silver chains, and he's moving it back and forth in front of him, and smoke or incense or whatever is coming out, so he's walking through that. So they're both walking down, and the incense dissipates very quickly. There does not appear to be any like organ player or musicians or anybody like that. It's just pretty quiet. And so they walk down, and they take seats at the far end of each of the front pews. So like the guy with the little smoke thing, he goes off to the left past you guys and down to the end. And the one with the spindle of the holy sign, he goes off to the right past all of them. And then the abbot steps up to the altar, and he's on the opposite side of it, and he appears to be flipping pages in a book. And he says, "Lords and ladies," and everyone laughs, and you don't have any idea why they laugh. And then he says, "Honored guests, members of the clergy, townsfolk, and weary travelers who are in attendance. I welcome you to this blend's holy site, to the blending of all that is above and below. The blend is all around, for it is in everything and all of us. And every God that is worshipped in this world is a part of it, because they are the ones that, if they know or not, transmit and give the word of the blend in their own choosing to those that worship them. The blend is accepting of all, seeking to heal those who are hurt, make life better for those that work, find joy in the laughter of our children who make us so mad sometimes, but who make us proud as they learn and grow up to be outstanding members of our community. Our lives are nothing but blends of new lessons piled on top of old, with occasionally reaching down and pulling out an old lesson to remind us of who we were and how the blend used to taste before we added that new crop of peach wine. Or took a bite of a fresh carrot or lettuce, and he kind of looks over at Shadrach. I would like everyone to put their right hand over their left hand in their lap and accept the blessing of the blend. O great powers that watch and hear all, those of evil and those of good, those of law and those of chaos, those who contribute to everything and nothing, that stretch from the cosmic millennial void and back to the present and to the future. We are nothing but a series of decisions that we know nothing about that have led us to this day, that have blended our fortunes and our fates. And today we celebrate that blend by acknowledging that we do exist, and at this moment that we exist, the blend has made it so. In the great blend's name. And you hear the people go, in the name of the blend.
I say it after I hear others say it enough. And never will. First time in church.
You guys hear, after everyone else has said it, you hear COVID in the name of the blend. Then people kind of look, and then they just kind of look back. They're not judging him. They're just kind of like, okay. The kid at the end, he kind of looks down, like looking. It's like a looky-loo, and the thing clanks on the end of the pew, and he's like, oh!
Yeah, Chad would look at Covidius because Chad doesn't say it. But Chad would just look at him and just like...
Everybody's looking in the book, and Covidius is like, a page around?
So today, we have in attendance brave souls who risked danger to themselves for people that they were not raised and joined. These individuals, all of them, through no fault of their own, the blend has chosen to put upon their previous lives on this singular path that led them to this day and this moment to receive our gratitude, and we humbly give it to them, for without them we would still be under the curse of Bazanagan. These heroes, whose names will be entered into our holy books and will be remembered forever as having done a thing that no one else could do. Because if someone else could have done it, the blend would have led them here, but it did not. It led them. And their names are Pick, Reginald, Shadrach, Covidius, Tamark, and Rise. Now, though Rise and Tamark are not here to receive our gratitude, we know that the blend will carry it upon gossamer wings of astral strength, and the heavens themselves will make sure that every decision that comes from today's prayer will lead that information to them, and they will know that our gratitude extends to them in their absence. But the ones that are here today, whether they chose to be or whether they chose not to be, they will receive the gratitude and the bountiful harvest and the glad tidings that those people they saved give of their own free will And that is the true meaning of the blend. To blend success with failure. To blend foreigners with domestics. So-called monsters with humans. For it is the content of one's character that determines which formulas provide them with their opportunities, not their appearance. The blend has put you here for a reason, and even if you don't know it, the blend knows it. And even if you never learn it, the blend knows it. And if you are fortunate enough, after you have left this mortal plane, to be received into the blend as a part of everything, and by its very nature you will be, for the blend does not turn away those in need. All answers will be received, and your hearts will be lifted. In the blend's name we pray. In the blend's name.
Then what's that?
Nice.
You may now come forward, as is our custom, receive the blessings of the blend, inhale deeply of the smoke of Shambhala, and you may, if you desire, touch the word of the blend. And with that, the monks come back to the center, the ones with the smoke and of the spindle, and they urge the people in the front pew to stand and come forward. And as they do, the smoke, they inhale the smoke, and then they reach out and they spin the holy symbol, and then they move off to the left. So it's just kind of like the middle ones, and then each row. So do you all take part in this? Yes, Reginald has his hand up.
Participate.
Okay.
I follow Reginald, and I do what Reginald does.
Okay.
I don't touch anything, but I'll be very respectful.
Okay. What about you, Pick? That's a yes. You will take part in the blessing.
You're gonna pickpocket here in this crowd?
Okay. So.
Oh my God.
As those of you that take part, which is everybody but Shadrach, you get a feeling just for a brief second from inhaling the smoke, the incense. It smells a little bit like a cross between ginger and celery. It's a very unique smell. And as you touch the spindle of the holy symbol and it spins, I need you to roll a D30. And you're going to add your level and tell me what you got. So we'll start with Reginald.
28.
And Pick. Can't hear you.
31.
31. Oh, COVID.
30.
30. Okay. So, Pick. You, as you leave and you walk along the walls and you start to exit, you feel like you feel very good about, like, you got a very good feeling. Everyone else, you kind of feel everything's fine. You know, it was nothing special necessarily, unless you're somebody who enjoys religious theater. But Pick, you gained something from this.
Ooh.
And I'm going to text you what it is. I mean, I'll send it through Messenger, I should say. Okay, so you all exit, and then you guys are out front, and you can do whatever you want to do.
Is that really?
One of the couple of the monks are out there, and they're as you guys come out and you're kind of standing there, they kind of motion for you guys to come with them.
Okay.
What do you need?
Get ready to back up.
So do you guys go with the
I do.
monks? Okay.
Yes.
And you're walked to the left, around all of the buildings, and then all the way around, and then back to the back of the temple. And you're back there, and you're just kind of hanging out. And apparently you've got a little bit of time to kill while everyone finishes up in the temple.
Well, that was a nice ceremony.
I was getting tired.
I like that you tried to join in.
My name's gonna be in a book.
Wow, yeah.
I've only seen 2 in my life.
I wish I could read mine.
It was the level of faith that I felt was impressive. It's sad that they feel that they must express it inside of a building.
You know, I can teach you. I can help teach you to read and write if time permitting. If that's something you guys are interested in.
I'm also able to read and write, and I can help you if need be.
Copycat.
That's something I'm going to have to take up studying. I'll bet you monks know how to read and write too, don't you?
They look up at you and they nod affirmative.
Mm-hmm. They learn a lot of stuff around here.
The library was impressive. If I had time, I wouldn't mind spending a few days down there. Or in it, I should say.
That's what she said.
Okay, so eventually the abbot and the prior come out with their assistants and the captain of the guard and 4 or 5 other monks. And the abbot's like, okay, almost done. He's like, I hope you didn't bore you with my speech. I'm not, it's not really my strong suit, but I've gotten better
You were
at it.
eloquent.
I've gotten better at it, I admit. I've worked at it. So he says, so anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to walk down the street just so everybody can get a good look at you. And then after that, you can do whatever, you know, then the rest of the day will be, you know, people just not working. So we're using this for a holiday, so obviously you can join in. I'm sure there'll be local fun things to do, like a lot of times they'll do little contests and games of chance, and later on as people start to imbibe, the monks will, I'm sure, go away, and then the people will be left to do for themselves. Now, if I had to guess, I'd say that's probably going to be happening outside the walls. So just be aware that, you know, if you really want to take part in the nightlife, it's not going to be within the walls here. So, yes, Kobe.
Reginald said there'd be girls.
Well, there's always girls. They're half of the population.
Excellent.
They're everywhere, buddy. I love a good fair.
Now, as the abbot and as of the person that's supposed to try to make things good around here, the only thing I can say is don't do anything which would cause
I always use a lambskin.
somebody. Okay, that's perfect.
Got a lamb.
I don't personally know.
Doesn't matter. Trouble.
Okay, so anyway, all right, and he says, "Come on up, guys. Form up behind me," and then I wrote the captain of the guard's name down, I just don't remember it. I say, you walk behind me, walk with the prior, and sub-prior Elarg. How about Shadrach? Why don't you walk with him, if you would, please?
Yeah.
I'm going to cast a spell on myself.
Okay.
I'm casting Fairy Fire on myself and anybody else who I can get with it. I'm checking to see if I can get multiple people here.
You can. You can probably get quite a few people with it.
I will get at least all of my friends.
Great.
Okay.
Unless you don't want me, I will just say, I'm about to cast a glamour upon us. It's harmless. It'll make it stand out. If you don't want it on, you can say so. I'll keep
I
it
move a
on.
little closer.
You remember it at the tavern when you played?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I will put it upon all of us.
Dude, it's 10 square feet per level. I'm sure you can get us all with no problem.
I will make a big blast with it then. 60 square feet of fairy fire as we walk down the street.
Okay.
And it's greenish and glow. It's greenish. That's my preference.
Okay. Is there anyone that does not want this to affect them?
No, I'm good.
Okay, hearing nothing, then that happens. And then, Shadrach, do you walk with the sub-prior behind the captain of the guard and the prior?
Yes.
Okay, and then...
I will keep my hand raised and basically in praise to Mother Skell, but I won't voice it. But my hand will be raised in praise.
And then the sub-prior turns around to you, the other three, and he says, if you fine gentlemen could then follow us, then that'll be good. That'll be a good-looking row. Okay. So Abbott kind of looks around and he sees, he's like looking for something, and he looks at Reginald and he goes, Reginald, what are you doing way back there? Where's your loot?
I didn't know you were wanting me to play. I'll go grab it.
Yeah, hurry up. So you run and you go get the loot and then you come back. And he's
Shadrach
like,
laughed at that. Like, that's the first time you've seen Shadrach really laugh.
the prior's like, Abbott, this is highly unusual. And the Abbott's like, yeah, and so is having a fucking dead guy in the basement.
I told you. You were told.
And the prior just kind of resigns himself to his fate. And he says, all right, let's go. And as you come around the building, you can see all the people are lined up, forming like a tunnel of people. And you walk between them. And as Reginald starts to play, the people are like, there they are! Yay! And everybody's clapping and cheering. And people are throwing flowers at you. And women are blowing kisses. And the men are all like, yeah, all right! And you guys are just kind of soaking in the adoration of the people. Little bit. There you go. And
I'll make sure I give an extra nod to the farmer if I see him.
the
The guy
abbot,
whose crop I enriched.
the abbot goes, Reginald, come on,
Yeah.
quicker, come on, something snappy. Snappy loot, he says, snappy loot music.
More to the soothing. Let's see. Let me try something here.
Reginald, if you want, I can make some fireworks. Some real fireworks.
You might want to wait for that.
All right, I'm just saying. Whatever kind of presentation you want to make, I could probably enhance you with it.
That's not fast.
Everything I've got saved is
Fast flute. No, you fucking asshole.
lowdown,
You jerk.
lullabies.
Do you remember that old anti-drug commercial where they're all sitting around playing spin the bottle and the guy's got the joint and they're like, you jerk.
I do remember that.
You jerk.
Daryl, listen.
There you go. You got it.
And the people are all, yeah, and you see a couple people starting to like, they're really enjoying the spectacle and the scene as Reginald is playing. Now, Reginald, are you playing to play, or are you playing to impress?
Oh, I always play to impress.
Well, then you need to roll your musical proficiency.
That's pretty quick. Oh, is that a
I've
banjo?
never heard of them.
That's a banjo. Is that a banjo?
I don't know. It could be.
That looks a lot like it used to.
What'd you get, Daryl?
25.
All right, so you have a successful roll. So you're jamming just like this, and people are taking notice. And then out of nowhere, you see some old man come out of the crowd, and he's like 20 feet ahead of your procession, and he's dancing a jig. And he's doing this super fast foot thing. It's like, and he's flipping his arms out and starts hopping. Dirt's flying up out of the road, and his old brown robe's flying around, and it's whipping up, and then he starts to spin. And people are like, wow, look at that guy. And he starts to spin until he really starts to spin, and it's like, it's causing wind to come off of him.
Oh.
And people are like, whoa, look at this guy.
He didn't look like Lug.
As he stops, and COVID, you recognize that it is Old Log.
All right.
And he puts his hand out to the procession, and the abbot's like, get out of the way, old man! And Log's like, I'm just here to enjoy everything that you have to offer. And then he says, I just need to talk with Shadrach real fucking bad. And the abbot's like, Sergeant, would you please remove this fan
Can I
from the... Yeah.
Is there possible I can come up and interrupt the guy?
Wait, please,
I'm
please.
talking about the Abbott. Come up to interrupt too.
So COVID's just kind of walking up, and you're going to
I
ask
lean
the
in to
abbot.
the Abbott where he's talking to the sergeant, and I'm like, that's that druid Log. You might let him have a word with.
He's my friend.
us.
The abbot's like, why are you ruining it? And Log's like, well, I guess because I can. So
I'll
the
step up. I'll move towards Log.
okay. As you walk up to Log, you look past him, and you see what appear to be 3 members of your group, of your circle, behind Log. And they're all standing there quietly with their hoods up. And Log says, Shadrach Falthorn, you are awesome. He says, but you should have lost. And because you've won, now you have to come with us. Because You need to be taught where you're from.
Say what?
So it's a postcard, Chad.
I'm ready.
You're not going anywhere, man. We got a party to attend.
It's my way, Reginald.
He wants you to lose?
No, I haven't lost. We've won.
But now we won't get answers.
Log says, if you would have just lost, you would have gotten all the answers. I told you that.
I know.
Now you have
But we don't
to,
like to lose.
and I don't mean lose like he did. I meant lose like your friend, Rise.
Lose his faith.
He says, no. Does the idea of a 6-foot footprint mean anything to you?
Oh.
Does this have something to do with the giants to the south?
Slavers.
Yeah, the giant slavers or whatever. 6 foot.
I was thinking dragons.
I have no idea.
Myself to the safety of the monastery and the destruction of the slavers, and I hope that you have taken that into consideration.
6 foot footstep.
Make me a charisma check.
I leave it up to you guys to figure out what the hell these guys talk about half the time.
All the people are quiet, by the way.
31.
Okay, he says, I'll leave this up to you, Shadrach. If you want to enjoy your time with the people because of what you've done, go ahead. Enjoy your moment. But I expect you to come find me as soon as possible. You apparently don't even know or refuse to call out that which gives you your power.
I think I know it better than you do.
You'll have a chance to prove that. And Abbott's like, what are you talking about, old log? And he says,
Yeah.
this is Aslorian circle business, your grace. He says, unless you would be willing to allow myself and Shadrach to have a good old fisticuffs for tonight's entertainment, and if I beat him, he has to come with me, and if he wins, he can stay.
Oh yeah, do that. That'd be cool.
What say you, Shadrach?
I go stand behind Shadrach, put my hands on his shoulders, start giving him a little neck massage. Yeah, buddy, we got this.
Does the wolf cub seek to exert dominance over the old alpha male?
Yeah, he's old, weak. He's got a bad
I respect your wisdom. I respect your wisdom, Log, but I think now it is a time for action.
Hey,
I will thank you. I accept.
then tonight, 1 hour after the sun has fallen, we shall meet at the site of the ash of the Wicker Man. I wish for all here to come witness, bring torches, and watch, and see if the baby turtle can make his way to the river before he is snapped up by the ancient heron. Caw-caw! And he shape changes. People's like, oh! And he changes into a crow, and so do the other three, and they fly off. And as they leave, one of the crows goes,
Whoa.
and the people are like, and they all turn and look at Shad, and they're all just kind of quiet, waiting to see what happens. And the abbot's like, "Hey, music!
I begin.
Come on, get back in line. Come on!"
You got this, Shad?
And people start to walk again. And then when you get down to the end and you're covered in the roses and the flowers and everyone comes up, and it's basically just a big glad hand now. People are walking up and going, "Thank you so much. You made me and my family safe. And can you bless our crops before you go, Shadrach? And Reginald, your tune's so great. I don't suppose you do birthday parties. And Pig, I really would like if you could put a lock on my barn. My neighbor's getting in there and banging the goats, and I'd really appreciate it if you could do something." And so that's kind of what happens there, and people are just schmoozing and glad handing and networking, and you're also given multiple drinks out of these wooden tankards, and if you accept them, you do. If you don't, that's fine. And then after a while, people kind of like move off and get ready for tonight's parties, and you can see people setting up buckets with apples in them, and cornhole, and a game where you toss these two rocks tied by a string, and if you can get it to wrap around another thing, that's a point. And there's wrestling and knife throwing and all kinds of stuff. So if any of you wanted to take part in any kind of local competition, you can, or you can just relax and enjoy walking around with people.
You're going to have to play Pop Goes the Weasel at the right moment. No Larry the Cheat. You have to play Pop Goes the Weasel. And because I'm pretty sure that, I have confidence in my strength, but
I've seen what you can do.
I think Log's going to step on my face.
Hey, come on. I'll put your fists up. Show me how you fight. I'll give you some pointers here, some things not to do, which everybody does.
I'm going to attack the beast of the earth, not as any man with a fist.
So what does he hope to do?
He said fisticuffs. He said fisticuffs. What did he not mean it then?
Druids.
No, I mean, what's his goal?
Fisticuffs could easily involve two druids beating each other with tree trunks. I've seen such things. But no, he doesn't want just a fist fight, I don't think. If he does,
but he said he wants to take you away. What's that all about?
Sometimes we have to go away and be alone. Log and the rest of the order, there's very complicated things to do. And isolation and evolution are all part of that. Recently, when you saw the horns come out of you, the claws, the strength, I'm not sure that I have full control of that because I enjoy it very much. And in enjoying it, I lose part of my humanity. But if I can defeat him using this strength of the earth that has been granted to me, I think that then he will see my way. I don't seek to make policy or anything like that, but I have my way. As I said, I dedicated myself to the safety of this monastery. I fought for it all along. And I think perhaps that's what he's worried about, that I've seen, and I didn't see it as just the monastery. I saw it as people, not just a building and a religious orifice that I thought should have particular protection. I thought this was a place of evil that needed to be stifled, and that the people living here are good people. And I don't know how he can be upset with what you've done. Log is very fundamental. And I mean,
you're alone in the grove, you're always going off.
The older we get, the more attuned we get to the trees and the dirt, and the humanity slips away. It's true. There are great rituals where the progress, one become of a higher level, one must kill the one holding that with them.
Well, I guess it's your turn.
I don't think he wishes to kill me, and I don't wish to kill him, but I do wish to defeat him. So give me all your best wishes, my friends, all your thoughts and prayers, and at the right moment, play me a tune, sir.
All right, I will do that.
I'll cast a spell right now, Cobb.
Okay.
I will reach into my pouch, pulling out a little tuft of fur that I grabbed from an old cow, and snort it up, say, Mother Skell, strength of the earth, and just like go to 18 strength.
Okay.
I strip off my +1 cloak.
Okay. You do realize that you're like in the middle of people telling you how great you are, right?
I've got to do it right now.
Okay.
Soon. He said it could be soon. I'm not gonna just. I'm gonna be prepared. I'm not gonna have to dance around in front of these people.
Do you remember when he said to meet you and where?
Apparently not.
No, I do not.
How long till something approximately?
It's like just after noon, so you got the half the day
Next
left.
midday.
Oh, damn it. All right then. Well, if you say I cast it, I can't cast it. But if not, then I'll understand. I thought we were celebrating at nighttime here.
No, this was after, like, it's like dinner time, so
Oh, that's where I thought dinner time. I was thinking it was nighttime. All right.
supper time is the evening meal. So I'll let you slide on this one just because I know that you're
All right. I
dumbass.
thought there was the battle was imminent. So
No, the battle is not imminent.
okay. All right.
Do you remember what time and what place?
It was. No, I do not.
An hour after the sun sets at the ash of the Wicker Man.
That's right. Damn it. All right.
Okay, good job, Daryl.
Don't worry, the
Thank
rest of us
Thank
know
you
where
very
you'll
much.
meet
No,
in the
I was
fight.
all heated up there. So yeah.
Well, that's totally great. You got triggered and your mind went blank, and then your friends are like, "Hey, cut it out, not yet."
Oh no. Yeah. Shad was just. Yeah. This is all like electricity. Yeah.
It's like he's starting to reach into his bag, and right when he gets ready to huff his fucking meth, Reginald puts his hand out. Not yet, Kimasabi.
Put your dick back in your pants. Put your dick back in your pants for people present.
So my question was to you all: do you allow the people to adore you,
Sure.
or do you try to go off on your own, or what have you? So
That's fine.
COVID apparently is enjoying the spoils of victory. How about you, Pick?
It's politician time. I'm shaking hands and I'm thanking them and
Okay,
kissing babies.
right on. So you're creating goodwill. How about you, Reginald? I'm assuming you're there enjoying everything.
I am. I participate. I play music. I play games. I talk with people.
And last but not least, what's your mood like, Shadrach? Do you let the people tell you how great you are and hug you and give you drinks, or are you like you're still all verklempt and you storm off like a child and go bang your head against a tree?
Shadrach embraces the people.
All right, wonderful. So that happens. Everyone is beloved by the people of
I
the
need that
area.
love right now.
And
I need it.
now we get to the fun part. I would like everybody to make a charisma check, but this is not an advantage. And I need, everyone's got different target numbers here. So, and this is based on not only looks, but like your actual, like there's race and other things involved. So your charisma isn't the sole thing here. So I need Shadrach to roll first. Can't hear you.
Now he turns it off.
23.
Okay.
Say 23 or 43?
23. Pick your next.
I'll be 26.
Okay, Reginald, you're next.
22.
And COVID, you're next.
22.
Okay, so based upon your charismas and then the adjustments I've made for individual people and things, unfortunately, none of you are able to have free sex with anyone. So, giving your best efforts.
They're
and
not that thankful then, are they?
keeping the drink in their hand and all the classic tricks. Just for some reason, apparently the ladies here of the village apparently are either wholesome or whatever. There could be any one of 1,000 reasons.
You know, I can show you that scar, but we're going to have to go somewhere
I'm
private.
letting you know that now. Shadrach is celibate.
Okay.
We knew that.
All right. So
Just look at you.
it is as the celebration comes to a close, people start to go to their homes to have supper with their families. The monks are retreating into the monastery for the evening. Doors are shut and lamps are lit and windows are shuttered, or some are left unshuttered, depending. The abbot thanks you all again. He says, "What a wonderful time." He says, "I only have one request. Let me know when or if you're leaving, and if there's anything I need to be on the lookout for." And obviously, like I said, you can stay as long as you like, but I have a feeling that you won't. So, but just know that you'll always have a room and a warm bed and a cup of ale from here.
Your Grace, would you stand witness to my coming trial?
Sure.
I would be honored.
I just assumed it wasn't something I was invited to, but that's, yeah, if you're
I
inviting
am
me.
inviting you.
Okay, then yeah. Great. Is this the kind of thing where I might need to bring the captain of the guard to be with me, or is this just me?
If you feel that you need protection, then bring him. But
Well, I don't feel I need it, but I'm asking you. I don't know what's going on here.
this is between me and Log. You won't be affected, and I'll speak for you if need be.
All right.
We're going to fight to the death.
Then should I go where old Log
Okay.
said then? To the ashes of where you burned that fake guy, or what? Yes? Okay.
It's called a Wicker Man.
All right, well then that'll give me time to go and get out of my fancy clothes and. All right, I'll see you there.
You don't want to get blood on them.
All right.
That's fine.
I'll see you there, and he heads off. So you guys are now just kind of in the front area of the monastery grounds, in between the temple and the wall, and so you guys can do whatever you want. The
My
sun.
friends, I'm asking you for advice. I have my own ideas.
Pause just for a second. And so the time of day is the sun is down, but there's still light left. So it's the witching hour. Go ahead.
My friends, I have two states of mind, and I'm leaning towards one, but I'm going to ask you for your advice and your input. I can face Log with as much of the Earth's and Mother Skell's magic in me as I can draw, or I can face him with nothing, just me. And either way, I think it will be a match. But I think in my mind, I think if I face him without any of Mother Skell's blessings upon me, and face him as I would face any enemy at this time, had I nothing else, would be the best path. On that same note, I can face him with great strength and power, as you've seen. Especially you, Reginald, has seen me in the dungeon. But Log has great power as well. And I can't change my shape like he can. I know what he can do. He has more power than me. But I don't know if he has more strength than me. His mind is not. I don't share his mindset.
I don't know what your order is all about, but I think that your thought process about meeting man to man without the use of magic might be the most honorable path, but not that that's the best path. I don't know. But if he is going to show up in the shape of a werebat or some crazy crap, that, I mean, I don't know what the rules of this engagement are. I've never witnessed a druid battle.
They can take a lot of forms, and I'm waiting for him to set the rules since he is superior to me.
Well, then that might be the best course.
But I want to face him honestly and not seeming to be reliant upon other things beyond myself. I think my own spirit might be enough to carry me through this. And I asked Covidius, Vic, what do you think?
I take a coin, I put my hand, I see him put the coin in my hand, and I hold it up, and there's no coin. I open my other hand, and there's no coin. Sometimes the best things to have are unseen. I'll leave it at that. Know what you got to do, and when you need it, you pull it out. And I produce the coin.
Well, Covidius, you said to the death earlier. Is that how you feel?
I don't know. You guys gonna fight to the death? What determines a winner or a loser, for that matter, in your fight?
I think that if I can knock him down, then I will win. But if it's a battle of endurance, he will defeat me. If it's simply a knockdown, if I can knock him down before he knocks me down, maybe I'll win. But I mean, if he can throw a windlash like I can, then I'm in trouble.
Perhaps you should go into it with the message of the blend in your heart. Since you've stood for the blend and for the monastery, and just tell him that a peaceful solution is the best answer. There's no need for fisticuffs.
You're right, Reginald. I was going to consider a brief, at least trying to, a little bit of diplomacy. But if he demands a battle, then I will give it to him.
Yes.
And if he demands that I go with him upon defeat, then I will go with him.
Find the perfect song.
I've had to fight people because they insist to a degree that there's no other course of action. You just have to punch it out.
Log is a very complex individual, and I know this. The other higher level members of the order are most people would consider them strange. You've seen Log, you know how he acts.
He seems old and wise.
He has great power. I don't have anywhere near his power.
I didn't see him do a whole lot.
I'll face him man to man without any enhancement. And I think that's my path that I will choose.
You don't think you need some enhancements to make you a little closer to being on level with this guy?
I think if he faces me as a mortal man, as I'm a mortal man, then it will be an even battle.
He doesn't seem like the kind of guy that's going to do that.
You don't know my people.
Yeah, he seems like the kind of guy where the lesson to win is more important, so you get taught the lesson, than it is to fight the way you want to fight.
Well,
remember, you're not just fighting. You're not just fighting Log. You're fighting him, the environment. So he's going to use the environment against you. He is the environment. So he's going to use that against you, but that's him.
I don't think this is going to be a battle of magic. I don't think so. I think the choice I've made now...
I hope you're right.
I hope so too, and that's the path I've chosen.
So when you lose, what do you want us to do?
Don't stop whatever they do. Let them do what they do.
So when they carry you off and whatever, are you going to come back or not? Or is that something that's going to take long? We should go on our business, and someday, 3 years from now, you're going to show up maybe? Or what? You said that's your way, so what should we expect if you leave?
I can't tell you. I don't know.
So it could be 3 years. It could be you never come back. You could be back tomorrow.
I could die.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about when you leave and you go be by yourself and all that other shit you were speaking of. You might be back at some point, but we shouldn't wait around because we don't know. You don't know.
Don't wait around. Don't wait around.
Will you be able to find us if you are looking for us in the future?
I think yes, so.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
I can find you now if I needed to. It might take me a while, but I can find you.
Hey, Chad. I'm right here in front of you. You don't need to look for me.
Well, I think I've chosen...
I'm going to push Chad over, and I use enough force to knock him down. Ha!
Are there any people in the craft area still, or is there a place I know that I can like get a bottle of wine?
Get more than one.
Wherever the brewer might have had his
the crafting and merchants area has closed up.
Everybody's gone home.
Yeah.
They leave their stuff there?
All right.
I mean, they close it up. But
Is there stuff there? Like, is the guy that had the wine or whatnot, is his wine still there?
no.
I'll go get some wine. I'll be right back. And I take off.
Okay. Where do you go?
I go to the monster. To the kitchen thing. I look for a monk. I don't care.
Okay.
I go look for a monk.
All right.
Any monk will do.
So when you head up there towards the kitchen, you can see a monk that is removing.
Oh, what's going on now? That ain't me running.
You see a monk loading up a wagon, and the wagon moving away, carrying something. It's like covered in a tarp.
Hey,
From the kitchen.
wait. I can catch up to him. That's alright.
To the
Thing driving away or whatever.
Oh, okay, sure.
Hey, what you got there?
He says, this is alms.
What's alms?
It's the leftovers that they give to the poor people.
Oh, you got any wine in there? I looked up the photo.
No.
Where can I get some wine? We're trying to celebrate. The Abbott said we have wine, but I don't know where the wine is. Help me find the wine.
I mean, I know they've got ceremonial wine.
Well,
but
where's the other wine that we drank? Where's the this is ceremonial. We're ceremonial tonight. Where's the wine?
I don't live here.
But where's the
I
Where's the monk? I go look for that other monk then. The monk that was helping load.
Okay, yeah.
Hey.
You poke your head inside the.
Hello, hi.
You poke your head inside the
Hey,
dining hall there. And
It's me, the savior guy, the guy that helped save you.
He kind of walks over and he looks at you.
Hi. Abbott said we could have some more wine, but I don't know where. Who do I talk to get that? I need only 3 bottles. 4. Make it 4. My fingers lied.
He gives you a look, indicating that he's kind of he looks at you like he doesn't understand what you're asking.
Drinky. Woohoo!
He
wine.
He nods like this.
Yeah.
And then he says,
"Give me wine." Where the wine at?
And he goes to.
Where the wine?
Who can I talk to about it? Take me to somebody that can help me, please.
He looks around. He puts the rag down on the table, and he walks out of the kitchen and walks over and he knocks on the abbot's residence.
Well, in the meanwhile, I'm going to go in the kitchen and start looking for wine.
Okay.
Or anything that looks like it might hold wine. I might have to taste it.
Okay, there's lots of open cabinetry with wooden bowls and plate, all the things stacked
Right.
up there. There's a fire embers burning in a brick-lined stove. There's tools and like cutting implements set up, which you kind of think, there's knives in the kitchen? How is that allowed? They're all in these carving blocks or whatever you call them, where
Sure.
you stick knives.
Knife block.
There's a bucket of water and then 2 buckets that are empty. There's a mop hanging up. There's several pegs with some clothes or something hanging on them by the door, and then by the other door that goes into the temple. There appears to be, like you look and you open it, there's a bread box with some bread in it and some cheese and a different thing. There's a couple of small casks that are closed. They're
Okay,
stacked
all right,
in the
hold
corner.
on. I go over to one of them casks. Trying to smell. Is there any smell? I mean, if it's water, not gonna have a smell. I'm trying to see if maybe it's does it smell like it might be oil, like lamp oil, or does it maybe have the smell of some kind of alcohol?
No, it smells like yeah. There's no smell.
Victory.
It's sealed.
Is there any writing on it? Is there anything on it at all?
Yes. There's
3 X's.
it says in like a charcoal. It says fish, and the other one says pork. There's
There's no alcohol in here. I go back in the other main room and I wait for somebody to hopefully come. No, I follow him out to to the Abbott's place. I know where that is. It's that old building that was covered in the other Abbott's blood, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know right where that is.
Okay, so by the time you get out there after having searched the kitchen for what you were looking for, you can see that the monk's there and the door is open and the abbot's looking over and he says, "What are you doing?"
Looking for some alcohol, or not alcohol. I'm looking for some wine. I asked this gentleman if he could help me, and he went to see.
If you weren't going to get it from any of the wine that's in there now, that's for other things. It's not for regular consumption.
Sure, but where can I get regular consumption wine from?
Well, you would get that from the winemakers, but I think they're probably all gone or closed up.
So how are we supposed to celebrate?
Celebration's
Evening.
pretty much over, COVID. It's dark.
Well, right, but some people celebrate when it gets dark.
Well, I mean, the people outside the walls, now there's brewers out there. Almost every house brews their own things, so perhaps you'll want to walk out into the countryside and you'll probably be accepted you'll be a hero out there.
Right.
See, this is a monastery. And I know that you're not from here,
Right.
but monasteries aren't in the habit of providing alcoholic beverages to people for not religious reasons.
Wasn't this a religious celebration we had today?
Sure.
Well, then
I can already tell that you're not going to understand. I don't have time for this.
a little bit of wine goes a long way with me understanding.
There's a whole countryside full of loving people. Go for it.
I don't want loving people. I want a bottle of wine.
Well, you're not going to get it from this monastery.
Well, we're gonna perform a ceremony. Do you have any ceremonial wine?
No.
COVID
He starts to laugh.
COVID gets a smile on his face.
Yeah, and he starts to laugh, and he's like, "Look, man, I get it, but no,
All right.
just, you know."
You got any smoky wokey?
I don't.
Any of your other guys?
I don't know. I don't know him well enough yet.
I look at the other little monk guy. Hey, you got any fags?
He's like,
Little monkey.
I go back out.
okay, so now the
He's not here,
Let's
man.
go back out to them.
now the sun is almost all the way down, so it's about time to go. Yes, Shadrach.
Did you get my message I sent you earlier?
Well, I thought I did. Let me check
The answer
Messenger,
maybe.
and the answer is no. Well, Jason sent a photo? No. Okay, that was Wednesday. And then text, apparently not.
I sent you in Messenger.
The last message I have from you is you sending a photo Wednesday at 8:55.
of you being naked.
Well, let me look at that again. Hang on. I'm pretty sure I sent that to you. Hang on.
Did you send it to the D&D Jib Jab or...
You can check that.
And the last thing on that was Covidius sending a picture of the Vanessa.
No, hang on.
Okay,
Well,
so...
yeah, okay. I sent it to the wrong thing, I guess, but I was going to ask you, I'm sending it right now.
Okay. So...
The answer is no.
I thought I sent this earlier. I don't know where it went to. God damn. Somebody's like, what does that mean?
That's all right. So, Covidius, do you rejoin your
There, I just said it.
companions? Okay. So Covidius comes back, and
Says.
you don't know where he went because I don't think you announced where you went. Okay. So Covidius all of a sudden reappears from the side of the building there, and he's like,
Man, these monks are lame. They ain't got nothing to drink. They said when the sun goes down, everything's over. I tried to convince them we were doing some ceremonial stuff, so they give us some ceremonial wine, but nope. They said that if we go out into the town, out surrounding the, not the town, but the houses and stuff surrounding this place, that we could probably get whatever we want. Everybody brews their own. You want me to go see if I can get some from out there?
Well, we're heading out there now.
I start walking towards the ashes.
No, out beyond that, out through the wood line where all the people live.
They said there was going to be parties outside the walls tonight.
Right, that's what I mean. You want me to go get some wine,
Let's go.
or do you want to just go out there and party with them? Remember, we gotta be
Yeah, we're
back.
going out there.
We gotta be back in time for Shadrach's meeting.
so I'll say this once again, the sun is now down and it's time to go to the site of the Ashen Wicker Man.
Let's go.
Okay, we'll wait till it's over, then go drink ourselves to sleep.
Well, there's going to be people out there, man.
Okay.
So yeah, because a short
I
walk,
get my dagger.
okay, a short walk, and you realize that there are lots of people out there with lamps and candles, not so much torches because they think they're going to be out there a while. And there's already a couple fires burning kind of around the area. So there's different smaller bonfires lighting up the field. And
I
COVID
think
has
Lo's trying to make a spectacle here.
his hand up.
Daryl, what did you say Reginald gets or takes with him?
His dagger and his loot.
I'm gonna grab my quiver and take it with me.
Reginald,
Just the quiver?
these aren't Log's people.
It's kind of what I need it if I need any.
Log isn't making a spectacle of this. These people are coming out here to support us and me.
Yeah.
Yes, but I mean, I think he will want to create. Maybe he's planning on showing up. I just think he's gonna. I don't know, man. He could be dramatic about it.
Yeah, he seems like the kind of guy that wants to bullshit the crowd.
He interrupted the parade to call you out, so I think he wants to make a spectacle of it.
I agree. I think that's exactly what's going to happen.
And
And I will not make a spectacle of it.
do you guys approach the central area of the field, or do you wait outside the central area, hoping to sneak off like thieves in the night?
I will go stand right next to the pile of ashes.
Okay. And where are the rest of you?
I stand right next to Shadrach, my friend.
I'm there too.
Okay. So, lots of people are coming up and are like, Shadrach, whatever it is, we hope you win. Yeah, give him the old 1-2. Yeah, give him the goozle.
Hey, you got any wine?
When he turns around, stick your finger in his ear and then go, "Lit, lit, lit, lit," and just all kinds of shit like that. And one little girl tugs on your arm and you look down and she goes, kick him in the jimmy.
Oh,
Hey,
I'm ready.
Tell
I'm
your
ready to
mom,
stand.
Shadrach
I'm
needs
ready
some
to
wine.
stand.
Bring us some wine. Tell
You're
your
talking to
parents.
the little kid?
Yeah, I'm telling
Okay.
everybody comes up. Hey, you got any wine?
Okay.
Hey,
Hey,
Shadrach needs some wine.
There's several people who have jugs.
We need a couple jugs of wine. At least 3.
From one of them's like,
Woo!
one person
Well,
goes, here, you can have my jug.
I take your jug. You got a couple more?
No, that's it.
Oh, can you find some more?
Well, no. I
Okay.
mean, we all kind of make our own, and then that's it.
Thank you, kind sir. You want to swing, Chad? I take one.
Okay, it's homemade wine.
It'll do in a pinch.
Okay, and so after a while, this lone bird lands on the ground,
There we go.
and you notice it, and it kind of looks up at you, Shadrach, and goes, "Ah!" Can't hear you.
I speak back in Crow. Welcome, log.
And it speaks to you in Crow. So all you guys hear is, but Shadrach hears, "Are you ready to lose?"
Yes.
He says, "Tell your friends to back up.
They won't interfere.
It doesn't matter. I don't want to accidentally hurt one of them."
I turn around and say, step away for your own safety.
I begin to play a tune and I step back.
Do not interfere.
I
Please.
step back.
The people all start to form a circle, and those 3 assistants kind of make their way through the crowd, but the crowd like doesn't seem to like be jostled about. It's as if these druids are able to move through things in some sort of fashion, and they all start to toss pieces of wood and logs down onto where the wicker man was. And even though there was only 3 of them, the pile seems to grow super fast until at some point there's a huge amount of wood there. And
That's what she said.
the ding, the crow flaps over to the pile and then flies in a circle and lands on top. And suddenly the flames start to grow in this pile, and it looks as though the crow hasn't made it out of it. You see him in the flames before the flames get too hot, and you all have to back up 20 feet. Unless you're resistant to fire damage, you have to back up and give it 20 feet of space. That's how hot and how high this thing's on fire.
I'm resistant to heat unless it's over 100 degrees, but I do burn, so I'll back up.
I have resistance to fire. Does that let me stand in the fire?
It lets you stand as close to the fire without actually touching it as you want to.
I have a +2 bonus versus fire.
And
so I'll stand as close as I can.
Okay. And then you see crawling from out of the flames a huge snake. And it looks like it's almost on fire as it crawls out before it stands up like a king cobra. And you stare at it and it stares at you. And you hear something. Can you speak snake? No? So you hear it and you see it flicking its tongue. And then it's waiting. It's like just sitting there waiting for you to do something, apparently. And do you do anything?
As I was going to do earlier, and I'll do it now, I take my +1 leather cloak thing, I throw it off, I strip to the waist, I stand with my arms at my sides, and the palms showing, and I say loud, "Great Father Log, you have more power than I know. And if you face me in this way, how can I but lose? But before these people, I ask only that you face me as a human being and show them that our faith is not about magic, but about strength of the spirit. Face me as a man, Log, and you may take me if you defeat me. My friends won't stop you. I've already told them. But I can only face you as a man. I can never face you with equal strength because I know what you are. And that's all I can say. You choose how we fight. And I will bow."
With that, the snake changes shape into Log, and you're both standing there very close to the fire. Anyone else would be burned to the core, but you two are not. You're hot though. You can only stand this for a little while. Where Log, you see that his beard is almost taking on the look of something like that's burned and is starting to cool off, but it's still red like a dry brush. And that's the way his beard looks. It looks like it's always to the point of having just been burned, but then it like reshapes and reforms into his big brown beard.
And my hair is singeing. My hair is starting to like smoke slightly. Yeah.
He says, "You have spoken good words, and I shall combat you as a man." He says, "Come take my stick and my book." And one of the assistants comes over and he hands them to him. And I need you to make a perception check, please.
Is that a D30?
Yes, plus your intelligence.
33.
33, okay. The assistant, as he comes closer, he looks familiar, but you can't quite place him. He's got dark hair, clean, smooth, and shaved face, a regal nose, square jaw, brown eyes, and as he turns away, there's something about him that looks familiar, but you don't know where you might have seen him before.
It's been a long time. Maybe if the old days. It's been a long time and a crazy time. I have plans. If I survive this, I'm going to cast some spells, but okay.
So he says, "Would you like me to set the terms, or would you like to set the terms?"
You are the master, Great Log, and I defer to your superiority.
Yeah, you gotta get rid of the cricket, dude.
I would prefer to face you simply hand to hand and then nothing else, but you may choose.
Then I say the first one to get thrown into the fire loses. Do you accept?
I accept. The fire will judge. And I'm going to say, I take my stance. When I took my stance with the bull horns and the claws before, I take that stance in merely a human form. It's just like,
He takes up a stance like a bear. He takes his hands and he gets up on his feet and he goes, "Ah!" He moves to attack. Roll initiative.
bull bear!
Hold on.
Bull bear!
Hold on. Sean has his hand up.
I'm gonna start moving through the crowd and going, Chadrick, you know, like, come on, buddy, Chadrick, and then move up. So I'm trying to get it going because the whole crowd's doing it. Chadrick, okay?
All right, so Jason, instead of rolling initiative each time, we're just going to roll it the first time, and then we're just going to go back and forth like that. Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay. So this will be another one of his terms, which you don't understand. But if you figure it out as a player and you wish to tell me what his tactic is, then you will get a little bonus because of figuring out what his tactic is. So
I know what his tactic is.
What is it?
He's going for the bear hug.
No.
And,
What would his tactic be for one of his conditions being we're rolling initiative once and then we'll just go back and forth?
It'll be basically a tug of war battle. Basically, is what it'll be. It'll be back and forth. And I'm okay with that. One roll and then back and forth.
All right. Well, that's not it. But if you think of it, or if it comes to your mind, make sure you speak up. Okay? This is
I'm trying. I've got a lot of things in my mind
I know.
right now.
This will be an ongoing thing throughout the battle, trying to figure out what he thinks his advantage is. Okay. And if anyone else wants to do anything, like Sean has said what his character's doing, then please, you'll have to get my attention and tell me what it is. Okay? All right. Roll initiative, Shadrach.
Hey, he's
Beat a 6.
his hand up there.
A 2. All right. You go first.
As far as hand-to-hand combat, is there a charge roll, a charge attack? I just want to plow into him and just push him into the fire. That's my plan.
Overbear him.
So overbearing is just you guys fall down in a square, and you would be on top of them. If you
Is
want,
there not a bum rush where I can just push him into the fire?
well, if he was between you and the fire, the answer would be
Okay.
yes. But
Okay.
a knockdown from this point, first of all, you can't knock him back a square unless you do a carry or a throw, which would require you to get a wrestling lock.
Okay, so right now I have to overbear him.
Well, you don't have to do anything. If you overbear him, that just means you're on top of him on the ground, and then he's got to try to get out of it. Overbearing does no damage, and it's an
I don't
opposing.
want to overbear him. I want to pick him up.
Okay, so you have to do a called shot to enter his square. If you're successful, then you go over the hold straight to the lock. That's the way this
All right.
works.
If this, you just tell, all I'm going to tell you is what I'm doing. Shadrach just charges, puts his head down, runs into him, tries to grab him, just grab him around the waist, kind of like this really crude sumo stuff, and I'm going to try to throw him out of the ring in sumo fashion.
Okay. So, first of all, you got to roll to grab him at all, and what that is you're going to roll to hit using your melee THAC0, and tell me what armor class you hit, and then I'll subtract the -4 for the called shot. However, called shots are delayed by a phase, which means he gets to go first. So, oh, you froze up. Oh, there you are. Okay. All right, so he's just going to do a straight, punch. Yeah. And okay, I got to look up his thing here.
No, he ain't gonna do fisticuffs. There ain't no point in learning any good pistol maneuvers.
Okay.
What, in 5 minutes?
All right.
We had 6 hours, dipshit.
He hit an armor class of -7. That's a hit, okay? It's a D2 plus your strength. He does a whopping 1 point of damage, and now you both make strength checks. If you lose, you are knocked down in the square.
You better hope he fucks his roll up.
So what was your total? It's strength plus your dice.
27.
He got a 28.
I'm going to call a reroll. This is the time that this has got to count.
Not really.
All right, I rolled a 28.
Okay, well the tie is not good enough. There's no knockdown on a tie. Okay,
You're gonna be rolling this every round, Jason.
you
It's
take
gonna be
you take 1 point of damage, and that is the end of his turn. Now it's your turn. So first of all, roll your melee attack.
My THAC0 was 18.
Okay.
I rolled a 17, so I had an arm class of 1.
Okay. And -4 for the called shot means you hit an armor class of 5. That is good enough. So you bypass the hold and you go to a lock. And what that means is I will tell you.
Shadrach is going for the Missouri State Champion. I'm going to get the belt and hit him over the head with it. Diving headbutt from the top rope.
Okay.
Covidius Original, the cheese.
Oh, okay, I see. All right, hold on.
Yeah, you gotta get the grab, and then he gets the thing.
Oh, okay. All right.
Let me know when I can make it.
All right, hold on. So here's what happened. You were successful, right? So you need to roll the hit again.
Oh my god. Is there still a -4?
No.
Okay. I hit armor class 3.
Okay, so if the attacker scores a critical hit, the defender is automatically held. So what happened? What normally happens is then after you enter a square, then you have an opposed attack roll. But because you got the called shot, you skip that. You automatically win the hold. Okay, so roll a D2 for damage.
D2?
Yes.
Alright. 2 points.
Okay, so he takes 2 points of damage, and you have him in a hole. Okay. If you would have rolled like another 20 or whatever, then it would have skipped, but that didn't happen. Okay, so now when the character is eligible to make an attack and begin the action phase with the character in his grasp, you can try to improve the grip, and this is where you would go for the lock. Okay, so this guy goes first because he won the initial thing. So he's going to try to break free. And what he is going to do is do an opposed attack roll to try to break free. So, roll to hit and tell me what armor class you hit.
I rolled a 20! 20!
Oh no, explode! Fuck.
19!
What armor class did that hit?
-1.
Alright. He's got to roll... He's got to roll... what did 20 hit? -2, right?
-2.
Okay. And then, okay. No? Okay. So he is unable to break free. Now it's your turn. You're going to try to improve to a lock. Same thing. Opposed attack roll. Go.
Ah! I rolled another 20!
Explode!
I'm not going to get a 19 this time. A 12.
Okay, well. Alright, so. Miraculously. You move in. You grab him right off the bat. He seems surprised. He tries to break out of it. He puts his hand down through your arm to try to break the grip. He's unable to do so. With one massive heave, you use your legs. You do a hip toss, and you throw him right into the fire. And the crowd's like, ah! And the sparks fly up out of the fire, and
Yeah!
the crowd's like, ah, Shadrach wins, woohoo! There's a lot of hooting and hollering, and people are splashing drinks in the air, and they're like, yay! And then walking out from the fire is Log. And he says, you don't lose, do you? And then with that, the flames die down to where everything is red like a coal, like a giant coal, but there's no flames. And the heat goes down quite a bit. And walking around the side in front of Log is that one assistant, and he pulls down his hood, and you've seen this person before, and it was at the only time that you've ever been, like you originally initiated into the circle. And you recognize him as the archdruid of this circle. It's not the Grand Druid, and it's not the Great Druid. It's one of the Archdruids. And you can see he's wearing a laurel on his head. And he's got this beautiful ring on his left hand. The marriage finger. And he's got a ring on his right hand, this big red gem that glints in the light of the coals of this bonfire coal. And he says, Log, you have done well. I appreciate your help. Your continued assistance is no longer required. And I understand that you are not held to that, but I say that out of tradition. Log says, Archdruid, thank you for allowing me to help test this initiate. It's been my honor, Shadrach. And he does a deep bow, and he looks up at you, and he says, keep going. And he backs off and away into the shadows. Whether he's still there or not, you can't tell. And the archdruid walks over to you and he says, "Hey man, anybody want to get high?" And the crowd's like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah man, weed for everybody." And he reaches into his thing and he pulls out these big old clumps of marijuana. And he's like, "Come on, everybody, come on up, roll your own. It's time to party." And he does this weird little thing where he's like, "Woo, yeah." And then he's like, "Shad, huh? Cool. I'm Archdruid Woodward Laurels, but you can call me Woody. Yeah!"
All right.
You did say Woody.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's like, "You get high?
I celebrate.
You're going to get high tonight. Everybody's getting high tonight. Everybody's getting laid. Whoop, whoop, whoop." The crowd's like, "Yeah!"
Everybody's getting high tonight. I'm starting a song right now.
He says, "Come here, let me talk to you real quick. Come on over here, man." And he kind of
I'll
goes
go
around
with
the
you.
edge. And he's like, "Yeah, man, you did good. There ain't no quitting you, is there?"
I am what I am.
"Yeah, okay." He kind of walks over. He walks over to the coals, lights his blunt. "Oh, here." He passes it to you. He's like, "Take it easy, take it easy." He's like, this is some good shit. This was one of my friends. We pulled it, we planted it right on his grave." He's like,
We typically didn't burn these kind of things when I was initiated, but I remember the smell. I'm hungry.
he says, "Barons, come over here." And one of the other hooded figures comes over, and he looks like a teenager or late teen boy. He's like, "This is my son Barons. Barons, this is Shad. He's part of the circle." He's like, "Dad, quit bogarting it." "Oh, here." It's like, don't tell your mother." "You know I won't tell her, Dad, man. Come on. You're embarrassing
Did
me."
Long me?
Yeah. So Woodward's like, introduce me to your friends, man. Come on. Maybe they won't get high."
And I'll bring Woody over and introduce him to everyone. And say, "See, there are more like me. I'm not alone in this."
Woody's like, "Anybody want some? This is good shit. You? Elf?
I'll
Sure,
try
here you
it
go.
out.
Pass it on down."
Pass it down
The
to
benefits of
one.
Mother
Randall.
Skell.
Reginald, you take some?
Yes.
It's
All right.
usually reserved for the inner circle, but I consider you all my friends and in that part of the inner circle.
Woody's like, "Oh man, don't listen to him. This is good shit. Anybody, man, I got so much of this shit, you wouldn't believe it."
Yeah, we don't often listen to him anyway.
He's like, "What about you? What about you, Pick? Are you here? Take a hit, brother. Come on, it's good shit. Don't you want to loosen up? What's the matter with him?" "All right, man, more for
He's
me.
a businessman.
Whatever. Business."
Not everyone indulges, brother, but he's
Hey.
partaking of the good berry.
Hey, that's Archdruid, brother, to you. So, anyway, good. You didn't lose. That's good. You did good. A Hierophant speaks highly of you. So, okay. So what's next?
I have chosen my path to bring the slavers to justice and free these people.
He's like, "Oh yeah, good luck with that. Like we haven't tried that already."
I will continue to try then, Archduke.
So here's the thing, okay? I've kind of been hearing through the grapevine that you don't know how to pray right or something. So Do you actually know who you're praying to?
Yes, I do.
Well, you apparently not, because the pigs are all fucking unhappy.
The pigs?
Yeah, the pigs. You remember all that? So you've never been? Okay. So like where I live, man, there's pigs everywhere, giant pigs, and we ride them. And
Grand Druid,
I'm not the Grand Druid. I'm Arch Druid Woodward Bro, or whatever you said. Oh fuck. Man, it's really hard to be. It's really hard to be around you,
all
man.
my people were playing with me.
Why are you harshing my buzz with these stories of people being killed and stuff?
Right here, pass on.
Here you go.
All right, man.
See, this guy's cool, man.
Yeah, I need
you got
more.
anything to drink?
I think it is one. Yeah, here. I got a jug right here.
Hey, all right.
Yes.
Here, Barons, have a taste. It ain't bad. It ain't bad. Here, wash it down with some of this, whatever this is. Here, take a drink, Shad. Come on, man. Don't be a pussy. Come on.
He's always. You go.
Come on. All right, whatever, man. So anyway, yeah. So don't lose. Pray, venerate the right gods or goddesses, because they'll fucking take their shit away because you're being a dick. And
You worship pigs?
no, they're like, you know how people around here have dogs? We have pigs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all.
So if he's not praying right, how's the right way to pray? I don't understand.
Well, he said, I don't know. That's just, he won't tell me. I said, who you praying to? And he was like, I'm doing right.
He always talks about the earth and the tree, and he bites himself and creates blood, and he's all about like the earth, or the Skell and
who's the
tree.
mother god? Let's just start there. Who's the mother goddess, Shadrach?
Mother Skell.
No, it's Biore. Mother Skell. Who told you
He
that?
had no name for the gods.
Who told you
Green
that?
Man, Mother
Who?
Skell,
Yeah,
Mother
Green
and
Man.
Mother.
Green Man, but not Mother Skell. Biore, you know, the fat chick, the little legs.
The mother of the earth. Yes, the mother of the earth.
Here, brother.
Yeah, her name's Biore.
You need another hit of this better than I do.
How about Obed High? Another name for the Green Man. You heard that?
Yes.
So,
My sect was... I was in training when it was wiped out. I've only know so much.
okay, well, when you get a chance, you need to come up and visit us in Dreadclerk.
I know.
It's way up there, by the way. Luckily, I can get down here real easy through Latree and shit, but you can't yet, so...
Soon. Archdruid.
Yeah, just don't lose. Here, you want some weed for... You want some weed?
I hold up my bag
He
and open it.
he pours some in there and he's like, okay, yeah, that's like 10 coins amount. There you go, that's weight, whatever, coins. Weight. That's what I meant! Okay, so, and then, so, do you know what the name of your circle is? Like all of us together on the western part of the continent?
I knew that we were called the Great Order.
The Aslorian Circle. You know, because of Aslot, oh no, they fucking got destroyed by the fucking fucktards that came from, yeah, all that shit.
Yes, Aslot.
Yeah, that's no more, but we're the Aslorian Circle.
Yes.
Comes from there. Okay, so,
I'm just an initiate.
yeah, tell me about it. Here, take one more hit. Maybe that'll give you some brains. Okay. Alright, so anyway, don't hold anything Log did against, he was doing a favor for me. We had to test you and see if you were okay. I think you
I've
are.
always respected Log. Always have respected him.
Okay, yeah, that's what he told me. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, so that's all I got then. Hey, Pig, you want to get high? Come on. Don't make me cast a charm spell on you.
Don't do that, please. He's a great person. He doesn't deserve that. Respect his wishes.
I bet you can't charm him.
Well, I know he's an elf and it's more difficult, so. But still, I can cast all day, motherfucker. He takes a big hit again. And then all I want you to do is take a nice big hit of this, and then, you know, I'll leave you alone. But that's okay. I ain't into forcing my ways on other people. Oh, that's harsh. Oh, fuck, I got too close to the coals.
Hey, come on, you on the wall.
I don't remember. It's been a long time.
I speak to him in Druidic. If you don't cough, you don't get off.
Alright, so he says, alright, I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get laid. I'll catch up with you later. And he kind of stumbles off into the crowd. Hey, I'm the Archdruid who wants to get high. Yeah! So you guys are left there by yourselves again.
Hey, at the end of this thing, when you post it, you got to put in memory of someone.
My friend, I think you might understand why I might seek to reform the order to an extent. But
He seems to think you're all the one fucked up. What the hell is he talking about? You don't know how to pray? Seems to work for you, though, doesn't it?
I think that, as I said, when I was initiated, my order was destroyed by slavers, killers, and then I was enslaved by these crazed witches. I lost some of my, culture here, and it's the gaps are starting to be filled.
Well, apparently your inability to pray properly still works for you because you still get what you need. So whatever he's talking about.
I agree. I think that the forces that I pray to understand this. They have many names. Even the blend says that. The gods that I pray to, the earth, the sun, the moon, the sky, they have many names. And I merely call them out as what they are.
You mean Anslot?
Among others.
Yeah, cool.
The Aslot legend was part of my initiation.
A young woman and man come up holding hands, and they're each holding a drink, and they appear to be a little inebriated, and they're like, "Hey, will you marry us? Yeah, marry us."
Are these the same ones that showed up at the first Wicker Man?
Yes. Come on, marry us. Right now.
Where's the abbot? Is he anywhere around?
You don't. Roll me a perception check.
Just marry him. You can do it.
I rolled a 16 or 15, I'm sorry, so I rolled a 30, I guess.
Okay. You don't see him as you look out, you don't have dark vision, but with the fires that are out, you're pretty sure you don't see him.
I've never married anyone before.
Just wing it.
The girl's like, "Come on, hurry up before our parents find out."
Hurry up, man. What are you waiting for? Man, this is some good shit. Hey, sweetheart, you want some of this?
I've got my own thing still.
Right.
I will start to circle around the embers of the fire. I will call upon the spirits of the earth and the sky.
Do you have the spell ceremony?
Yes, I do.
Okay, then you understand the marriage rites for your particular faith.
But I've never performed them before. So I will do the best I can.
That means the first night, the woman has to spend the night in your bed.
I will be very passive. I won't be over the top because I understand that this is the ground and this is the place where these people live. But I will consecrate their union as man and wife in the way that I know. they will have my blessing. And I will give them both a good berry.
Can you be more specific?
I will stand them before the fire, the glowing embers. I will tell them to hold hands. When they hold hands, I will touch their hand with my hand and say to you, and I will look at them for their names, because I don't know their names.
Are you casting? Are you going to
What is
cast?
your name?
Hold on, whatever your fuck name is, Shadrach. Are you going to cast the spell? Or are you just doing a theatrical performance?
I will cast the spell.
Okay, hold on. So here's the thing. Okay, so you realize that for you to cast this spell, you need to be, or you would prefer to be in a druid grove or some other natural, healthy patch of forest. So.
Well, we're in the middle of the grove itself, pretty much out in the pasture.
No,
I think it's a nice place.
A grove and a pasture are actually opposite things.
Okay, no, you're right. No, let me just say this. For ceremonial purposes, I think that this area is very appropriate considering everything that's happened.
Okay.
I think that's part of the reason they're here. It's because this area has significance to them. And I'm gonna entertain that and draw from that.
Okay, so I'm not going to sit here and have you perform an hour-long spell, but the spell takes you an hour. So as you...
Yeah, no, I'll take the hour. No, I know.
As you do you get your mistletoe, and you use that, and you crush it into their hands, and you do...
I put my hand on theirs, yes, exactly.
Is there anything out of that hour that you would specifically like to say and make sure that it's said? I'm not going to ask you to say something for the whole hour, but specifically, what would you say to perform this marriage ceremony?
My message to them is I bless them and thank them for coming forth at this time of triumph and victory. And upon them, I wish virility,
Yeah, tell
success, and I praise them for their bravery of stepping forward now.
Oh.
And that's what I do.
Anyway.
It's a very positive ceremony. Nothing that I would say is like, and hell's fire shall take you if this union is broke. Nothing like that. Just very positive, very nature-oriented, and as I said, almost thankful that they have come forth to choose this moment to be joined.
And you cast the spell.
And for an hour, yeah, sure. And if there's anybody else around, I'm pretty sure they get involved.
Okay. So...
It's kind of like one of those things where, you know, the great, hey, let's get married. And that's what happens. So, we got married in the big shed, fist fight.
Do you guys just hang out and watch the ceremony the druid is doing for the marriage, or do you do anything else specific I need to know about?
So they get like about 4 different spells cast on them.
I participate.
By playing some things, or by jumping in between
Yeah.
them and kissing them both on the mouth?
I will play music that is appropriate to the occasion.
Okay. Anybody else doing anything that I need to be aware of?
Nope.
Okay, great. So you perform the ceremony as you described, and as I attempted to fill in as well. And then after an hour, they're like, yay! And they skip off to go do whatever it is that they're going to do in the cover of darkness, leaving you all there by yourselves.
20 years from now, some dude like Alfred E. Newman will be like, my parents named me Shad. You owe me $500.
And as the time has passed, some of the early party goers have gone, leaving the more rowdy and drunk people. And as Randy yawns, it's perfect role playing for having had a long day here at the Abbey. And what else would you guys like to do for the day?
I'm going to gather up Covidius and tell him, hey, you ought to come on back inside the walls with me.
Or...
And everyone else.
Hey.
I think it's time to turn in.
Okay. Whatever you think.
Okay, so apparently everyone is satisfied with their taking part in the festivities, and as you leave, there's a few people who are like, hey, all right, you guys are awesome, thanks for saving our lives, woo, yeah, party on, yeah. And another one's like, shh, not so loud. Then off on the left you hear, fuck you, Chad. And then there's a fight off in the darkness, and whether you choose to participate or not, you just kind of walk on and break it up, and then eventually you get back to the gates, and the guards see you, and they're like, let them in. Or I'm assuming that's where you're going, and back to where your tents are set up.
Yeah.
All right.
I stay by the fire for the rest of the night.
Shad stays outside the walls. Okay. How late do you stay up, Shadrach?
I go to sleep by the fire, by the coals. I'll pick up my discarded +1 cloak and wrap up in it and go to sleep.
Okay. I need you to roll me a d20. 17. All right. So, for the most part, you're kind of, occasionally you'll hear people walking by you going, is he dead? And it's like, no, he's just sleeping. Don't touch him. He's got druid magic. His skin's poisonous. And then another one's like, he turned into a bear. And he didn't turn into a bear, he turned into a snake. You got drunk people arguing over things that you didn't do. And then eventually everyone else, unless there's something specific, you go to sleep in your tents inside the walls. And Shadrach, you eventually are the last one out there. Like midnight, everyone else has gone back to their homes, and you're out there just falling asleep to the sounds of owls and rats and field mice. And
I'm hoping to have dreams and visions.
Shadrach, you need to roll me one last d12. Please get a 1. Please get a 1.
A 12!
Oh, okay. You do have very pleasant dreams of... In your dreams, you're able to shape change, and you can't believe it. You're thinking about snakes and birds and wolves, and when you kind of turn over, like one of your dreams is over, and you kind of roll over and let out a big fart, you're thinking, oh, it was just a dream, but man, that's going to be great. And then you go back to sleep, and there's some frog that nestles up in the crook of your arm, and you're like, what the fuck? And the frog's just like, yeah. And that seems like a good place to stop. It's 8:45, and you guys had a full day of things and other things and things. So
Excellent.
And
Thank you, Doc.
you're welcome. What I would like
I
you
knew
all
that
to...
if I fought long with all my energy and spells, it would be a mistake.
Yeah, I guess that's it. So, unless anyone has any final
You want
thoughts.
us all to do something, we said. You
Yeah.
started to.
Yeah, no. Unless anyone has any final thoughts, we'll sign off and catch you all next week. All right.
Have a good week, fellas.
Good
Thank
night.
you, everybody.
I'm getting my car tomorrow, so yay! Nobody cares. That's fine. Bye.
I haven't had a car for years.
Yeah, you're a Florida man. You don't need no car. Good night, Internet. Internet.